Hello, and welcome to Power Play, Season 5, Episode 3, which, if I am counting correctly, not counting our Q&A episode, is if you include all the one-shots and the Origins episodes, all the story episodes we have done, just without the Q&A, this is our 50th Power Play, I believe, if I count that correctly. So, thank y'all for taking this ride with us. I am Rick Budd, your game master, and these four lovely and talented people are B. Zelda, our Ulez Gali, Omar Najam, our Vion Vigor, Sam Delev, our Caden Dialto / Cadrax, and Caitlin Bruder, our Benny Beckett. Hey y'all, and I want to throw special thanks out to Jake and Lauren and the mods and everybody at QueueTimes. We could not do what we do if you did not do what you do. So thank you for doing what you do. We love you. And your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes and keep this whole platform here available for all the awesome stuff they do. And there's like lots of great stuff going on QueueTimes. So check out some of the other shows too. And your donation to the tip jar go towards the people you see on screen right now. That is our Feed the Cast Fund. And to that end, we've got some rewards as usual. Here's how they work. If we get to $50, the team gets a point of community determination. Right now, they have 2 points of community determination, but they have absolutely no determination outside of that. So determination going at a premium, and the players use those troubles. If we get to $150, oh my God, I'm being told we have already hit goal number 1. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. Wow, we love y'all. Y'all have been so incredibly generous with us. I love being able to pay this cast for their time, and y'all have just been incredible showing up for us for all of these 50 episodes that we have done. So thank you so much. If we get to 150 episodes, the mysterious benefactor in game, our team has a mysterious benefactor who sends them useful gifts that sometimes they even remember that they have and can use. Outside of the game, we know that mysterious benefactor is you, the chat. And tonight, chat can provide the team with a 1-day gym pass, which will add +1 to any physical attribute not to exceed 7. So anybody who's got up to a 6 in something, you can push it 1 more with your 1-day gym pass. That is each player gets the gym pass. It's 1 for each person. So that is the mysterious benefactor. By the way,
Remind me again. What does that count for?
that counts for your prowess, coordination, or strength.
Okay, thank you.
And so far, the mysterious benefactor has given you a healing elixir that restores full stamina, and a single-use holographic disguise generator. And now has the chance to get the 1-day gym pass that adds +1 to any physical attribute not to exceed 7. And if we get to $250, as usual, our after credits lore drop a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. You can see these tiers in chat. The command unlocks, and if you can't support us by donating, you can always help us by liking and commenting on YouTube videos. That allegedly helps the algorithm. You can share our tweets and help promote the show and stuff like that. And we really appreciate all that stuff too, and fan art that you do and all that stuff. It's like we love all that, so thank you. And you can get Power Play merchandise. There are t-shirts and stickers with Caitlin's amazing character art available, both the original style from when our team was just a bunch of young babes in the woods. And our logo by our good friend Hector Lowe. And there is also new style art with their kind of updated powers on it. Those are available at the QueueTimes Teespring store for now, but they will not be there for long. We will be moving those because of the whole NFT shenanigans stuff, which sucks. So we are making our commerce-related voices heard by moving our stuff elsewhere. As soon as I figure out where that is, me and Jake are working on it. But thank you, everyone. The game we play here is called Icons. It is published by Ad Infinitum Adventures, and it was created by a clever fellow named Steve Kenson. You can find him on Twitter at @SKenson. The book edition I have is published by Green Ronin. Looks like this. You might be able to get them now. They were sold out for a while. I haven't checked in a bit. If you can't, you can get print to PDF versions, I think, from Ad Infinitum themselves. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. But it is a great system. I highly recommend checking it out. Moving right along. You can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG on Twitter and Instagram. Power Play is available as a podcast for the podcast inclined. Check that out wherever fine pods are casted. And go to the Power Play Discord. Jake will put that link into chat for you. Omar is doing all kinds of amazing stuff right now. There's the Port
It's
Ruby
so cool.
poetry.
It's so good.
Yes, Port Ruby poetry review. Omar, it's like is a fantastic poet. Like, who knew? I thought this guy just played RPGs, but apparently, poetry also a forte.
I do
Omar
poetry to
does
pay the
things.
bills. Mhm.
To
All
pay
of
the
us.
bills.
That's so good. And we can just fill it in over and over and over and over. It is the true consistency of this show.
It is also written for Liz to read. I just want to add our friend Liz is doing some incredible readings of a bunch of the stuff that's going up. So check all that goodness out.
Yeah, he's also doing the supervillain origin stories. We did our supervillains of Port Ruby, and Omar is issuing an origin story for each of the villains involved in that story. The first one for Fetch is already up. The next one's coming this week. Definitely go check out the supervillain origin stories. And thank you, Omar. You have just been rocking it. You wrote a whole novel. Now you're writing poems. You're writing short stories. He is a one-man literary publishing company. And we love you, dude. Am I seeing this right? Did we unlock the second tier? Okay, I think we have now unlocked the second tier, your mysterious benefactor gift. Oh my God, thank you so much, everybody. Team, start thinking of where you want to put your 1 point. As soon as you tell me where it goes, you got it.
Strength.
Coordination.
Oh, whoa. Okay, Benny, your strength goes to 7.
Yeah.
Ulez, your coordination goes to 7.
You got it.
Prowess.
Cadrax, your prowess goes to 7.
We know what we want.
You all are so strong. Hey Rick, can I bump my coordination up to 4? Is that okay?
Vion, your coordination goes to 4.
Great.
And on that, time for power play. Previously on Power Play. While working at the clinic, Cadrax encountered a man named Hector Peralta who had been brutally sliced up by an unknown assailant. Meanwhile, a man named Marcus Eaglesmith hired Ulez to find his granddaughter Dawn, a 15-year-old runaway with destructive electrical powers, who left home to find Benny, who she only knew as the giant lava lady from television. The team tracked Hector Peralta to a condemned retirement community in East Point called Golden Gardens, where they found a community of superpowered people living in the abandoned houses. One of those people being the runaway, Dawn Eaglesmith. Turns out, Hector was the leader of this group, and he had disappeared while patrolling the area for 3 mysterious people who were picking off the supers that were living there. While Cadrax, Vion, and Ulez investigated, Benny spent some time with Dawn trying to teach her some control, and while it worked a little, Dawn still seemed to have some problems keeping control of her powers when she lost control of her emotions. Eventually, the team located the 3 people who were attacking the community, and they turned out to be 3 scouts from the Alpha Combine, alien conquerors who are the sworn enemies of the Star Choir. The team fought with them, but at the last minute, Dawn, who was extremely upset that the scouts had killed Hector, showed up and unleashed her powers, killing the last remaining scout and caving in the roof. When the dust cleared, Dawn was gone, having run away again. Later, Benny returned home to find Althea, the Enlightenist, waiting for her. Althea gave Benny a small chunk of wood, wished her good luck. Oh, you got the wood. And then watched as Benny's crystal necklace, which he had first got from Althea way back at the beginning of season 2, finally came to life. It flashed with blue energy, and the next thing Benny knew, she was falling through the sky, finally crashing through the roof of her family barn in Bellwood, Michigan, an event we all know happened way back at the end of season 2 on the in-game date of Sunday, November 15th, 2020, which is roughly 10 months in the past from where we are now, even if Benny doesn't know that in-game yet. Saved only by virtue of the resistance her lava powers gives her, Benny passed out right after being found by her moms, Lola and Eileen. We pick up, however, in the present day. It is the evening of Saturday, August 28th, 2021. So the showdown with the Alpha Combine Scouts was very early this morning before sunrise. It is now that evening. We're at Vion and Ulez's apartment in Fort Trumbull in Baronsdale. Cadrax, where do you think you might be tonight? Are you hanging out with your friends at their place? Are you out doing something else? Where are you on Saturday night?
Yes, it is incumbent upon me that I guard my allies, given that we now know the existential threat that faces our planet.
Yeah.
Also, there were promises of coffee. Education.
And yeah, you are hanging out, drinking coffee, watch TV, doing whatever. And then there is a knock at the door.
Oh, I hope that is Sandy. Wow, that was weird. Ulas will go ahead and open up the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ulez, you open the door, and the first face you see is Scott Eaton, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who smiles and waves and goes, "Surprise!" And then popping in from the side of the door is Miranda Vorton, played by Gwendolyn Christie, who pops her head behind him and says, "Yes, surprise. May we come in?"
We greet you. Do you bring a gift of papaya?
And they kind of look at each other, and she says, "I told you we should have brought papaya."
Oh, there is time, perhaps later. For now, yes, please enter our abode.
And Scott's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, later I'm taking everyone out for papaya, but we should probably, yeah." So they come in, and you close the door, and Miranda turns to you and she says, "During our brief encounter on Vorton Island, I sensed incredible power coming from the blue crystal your friend Benny wears around her neck. Benny knew not its purpose, but I do now."
Oh, would you care to tell us while we prepare you some coffee?
Yes, coffee would be wonderful.
Okay.
And as you go to make her coffee, we're going to skip over to the morning of Monday, November 16th, 2020. This is going to get confusing, folks.
I'm ready.
On the ball. So we are Benny. You open your eyes and you find yourself looking at one of the most familiar sights you know: the ceiling of your childhood bedroom. And you look around, and your mom, Eileen Beckett, played by Helena Bonham Carter, is sitting right by your bedside, and she sees your eyes flutter open. She says,
"Mom?
Hey, kiddo, how you feeling?"
Confused, mostly?
"Yeah, you've been out almost a whole day. Theo Walton came by and took a look at you. Don't worry, I swore her to secrecy. She said you didn't have any broken bones or internal injuries. You did almost take a huge splinter right to your gut. Probably would have killed you. Luckily, this blocked it." And she picks up that little piece of wood that Althea gave you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't know where that came from.
It was a gift.
Huh. From who?
I'm starting to think maybe I should have asked more questions. Just a lady I met in Port Ruby who I thought was no one and maybe is apparently a lot of someone.
Huh.
Yeah.
And as she takes that in, we're going to head back to Port Ruby. Miranda sips at her coffee, and with the rest of you listening, she says, "That crystal is a time shifter. An object with no beginning and no end, forever caught in a chronological loop-de-loop that Benny is somehow a part of. She believes the crystal finds its way back to her. But if it has, it's not because of any magic power or bizarre scientific paradoxes. It was likely by ordinary means. See, the trick is, if it hadn't been returned to her, she wouldn't be part of the loop. But she is because it was, and it was because she is. And Scott's just like, it's brain-melting stuff. If you think about it too much, it'll give you a headache. Trust me, I tried.
Oh no, quite the opposite. This makes a lot of sense. There are people, there are sections of my people who have dedicated their lives to studying time, and while it is incredibly confusing and I cannot suss out the truth, there is truth inside of it somewhere.
And she looks at us. Fascinating. Benny is a part of this loop, and I mean that in the most literal way now. I felt the necklace's energy activate very early this morning from half a world away, so I immediately jumped on a plane. I believe Benny is gone. Have any of you heard from her since this morning?
Yes, of course I have.
Oh.
No, this was a text from Abigail.
Oh.
So no.
No. We had a bit of a unique morning that we have separated to resolve our feelings and recover. Perhaps we shall text her. Nula sends a series of emojis that aren't really related to anything.
Yeah, you get no response, and then Miranda says, there's no time to lose. I can show you where it happened.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
We wonder, could you share any knowledge you possess about the technicalities of this time shift device? Do you possess any idea how we could potentially replicate it?
I believe I might.
Then this has turned to potentially catastrophic. Yes, we will accompany you.
Indeed.
All right. And as she takes you over to the spot, Eileen says, so what happened? How did you come to fall through the barn roof? And where did you fall from?
Yeah, that's what I'm still trying to figure out. Because I was getting...
At that moment, your other mother, Lola, sticks her head in and goes like, okay, let's try this. When did you fall from?
What?
Well, we looked through your phone while you were out, and it's got messages and calls and pictures dated all the way through August 2021. But today is November 16th, 2020. So how is that possible?
No. I'm pretty sure it's August 28th, 2021.
And they both
right?
kind of look at each other.
Isn't it?
And Lola
Mom.
shakes her head.
Mom.
Lola shakes her head and goes, and what's this? And she holds out the bracelet she made for you, the one that you got last Christmas with the small interconnected silver stars and the orange stone. She's like, my initials are carved into the underside of this stone setting. Did you get this from me? Did I make this?
Yeah.
But I don't make jewelry. I mean, I thought about it, but I never took it up. I mean, I guess I could take it up, or I guess I do take it up. Oh, wow, this is really confusing. And Eileen goes, I thought the first time you ever burst into flames during that vacation was the weirdest thing that would ever happen to us. But this definitely takes the cake.
That is a lot. Not really a power set I thought I would be navigating. Okay. Yeah.
And while y'all are sorting that out, Theon, Kadrax, Ulez, you arrive at Benny's building. The lobby is pretty no frills. Tile floor, old-timey radiator, fluorescent lights, and a bank of mailboxes. And Miranda says, here, it happened right here.
Vion, could you potentially work your classic detective post-cognition work?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing about time travel, folks. And I kind of like turn and I'm like a little smug about it. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm going to go ahead and post-cog the round.
Give me post-cog roll, Vion.
Post-cog
is
yes.
Die, you have your instructions. You know the number I want to see. You know it in your little die heart.
This is 4 plus roll.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Hey, Caitlin, can you remind me your favorite vegetable / fruit that usually pops up around autumn time?
I think that might be a pumpkin.
That's right. It's gonna be a 10, Rick. That's as good as it can get.
All right, you're only postcogging to this morning, so 10 is more than enough. And yeah, you see exactly the scene that played out at the end of last episode. You see Althea and the Enlightenist give Benny the piece of wood, and you see the crystal necklace glow to, come to life, and the blue glow just sort of just shocks the whole room, and Benny, almost like quantum leap style, just kind of like vanishes. And as she does, she drops a couple of things, and then it ends.
Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward.
Can we look for the dropped items?
Give me an investigation roll.
Yeah. Oh, I am not prepared with dice, though. That's on me.
Oh, who knew you were going to need dice?
It's weird. I never use them. Hey, that's a 6.
Nice.
That
I got a
becomes
9.
12, 13, 14.
Never mind. Ignore me, please.
Yeah. Again, it's a small lobby, so that both of those are more than enough. The first thing you find just on the floor in the corner is the postcard from Jerry Mink. You know his name, and it's got, picture of the Grand Canyon and, the text, "Dear Benny, thought you'd like this, blah, 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 blah." And underneath the radiator, you find the blue crystal laying on the floor. The thin chain that held it around Benny's neck is mostly gone. There are just a couple of links remaining.
We would like to further analyze this.
And
were they vaporized? This is very curious.
Miranda looks over it and she kind of gasps, and she's like, "The chain must have been too flimsy. This is most troubling. Without the crystal, she can never return here."
Oh, no.
"You will have to bring it to her."
Oh, okay.
Great.
That is an easy solution.
Do we know where she is?
Correct. How do we do this?
Once activated, the crystal should take you to the next stop in its loop, which is where it sent Benny.
Oh, good.
Or close to it, at least.
Okay. Oh, this is so much easier than I anticipated.
What makes the loop stop? Why would there be particular locations? What makes it salient?
I don't know why any particular time shifter chooses its stop. There are a multitude of reasons. There could be significances to the dates. There could be significances to the people who touch them. This kind of magic is strange and variable.
You said the time shifter chooses. That implies a sense of agency. Do you suspect it of this time shifter? That it is some kind of being in its own right?
I honestly do not know.
Then perhaps this is similar to how the humans speak of computers. I will often hear my roommate say that her laptop chose not to work, when in fact it did no such thing.
Oh.
Yeah, taking a mechanical approach to this might be helpful.
And she takes the crystal and she gives it to Vion. Says, "I want you all to join hands."
Great. I hold out a hand. Actually, hold up really quick. Before we do that, the chain is broken. Does that mean though there's like an attachment at the top of the crystal, or like some sort of thing to fasten it?
It was hanging around Benny's neck all this time, so yeah, it's
there would be something, right?
Yeah.
I would like to attach it to the chain that was forged in life to keep this thing safe. I like the idea of hands free.
Kipper Sweetletrot's train.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
You
I
slide
haven't
it.
deflected a bullet in like 2 years, so let's just actually put it to
you're
use.
good.
To be honest, that bullet deflecting power was much more useful for a guy with super speed. You know, who can grab that thing out when bullets were
Yeah.
flying at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you slide it onto Kipper's chain and hang it around your neck. Or what do you do?
Doc, Ules, do either of you want to wear this? I turn. Is it something that like someone adept in spellcasting has to utilize?
And Miranda's, you will need it to cast the spell.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. Well, after we figure out how it works, then we can, trade and take some turns, and someone else can take it home for the weekend or whatever.
No, we are good. I
Oh.
mean, if you have not noticed, Benny
Uh-huh.
made me a necklace, and it is a locket
Mhm.
with some grass from my planet.
Oh, that's
Let me
right. Yeah.
show you the little locket that they have around their neck. So we don't need any time traveling device. That's a fashion faux no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Doc, do you
Mhm.
want any jewelry preferences before we sort of take off on this?
According to my calculations, between myself and Ulez, we indeed have an average number of accessories, so I think I'm quite adequate, but thank you.
Perfect. I just want to make sure everyone's, seen to and taken care of. Okay, great. And I'll slip it over
Thank
my
you.
neck, or
This
over my
episode
head.
of superhero accessorizing has been brought to you by QueueTimes.
Need to get like a doll maker for the cast of these little outfits.
Hell yeah.
Oh, please.
All right. Yeah,
And,
just tell me what to do.
Leon, I am going to show you the rune for time control.
Okay.
But remember, it will only work so long as you have the crystal. If you lose it, you are lost as well.
That's not gonna happen.
Once you
Knock
have
on some
Benny,
wood. Mhm.
use it to return here. Now,
Great.
Vion, watch.
Mhm.
And with her right hand, she draws the rune in the air as you do.
Okay.
And then she says, activate your magic and channel it through that rune.
Yeah, easy as pie. All right, let's go.
Thank you,
All right.
Miranda.
Vion, I want you to make...
Wait, do I finally get to do this, Rick?
I want you to make a time control roll.
Hey.
The power of love. All right. Let's see here.
First, big magic or little magic?
This is gonna be big magic. It's time travel.
All right. Give me a roll to turn on time control.
Okay. So this is 8 plus roll. Bada boom. Oh my god, where'd you go, dice? That's gonna be a 12 to turn on.
Okay, no problem. That is on. All right. Now, I want you to make a roll on the time control power, which is 5.
Okay, great. This is 5 plus roll, everybody. That's gonna be a 9.
Okay. You draw the rune in the air,
Mhm.
and the crystal begins to emit a blue glow, and that glow
Sorry, actually, that's
gets...
10 because my level's at 6. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Okay, yeah, no, that still works. Higher is fine. The blue glow, the blue glow gets brighter and brighter, and then it flashes so brightly for a moment, all you can see is blue, and then, bam!
Bam.
Suddenly it's day, and all three of you find yourselves in the sky, plunging through the clouds, which you see from above, like from a plane in flight, and you are plummeting towards the earth. What do you want to do?
Passenger. Flight.
Yeah. Yeah. I have
Cadrak.
maybe a nanosecond of like fear, and then I look over and I see Cadrax and I'm like, oh.
Cadrax, you turn on flight, you grab do me a favor, make a coordination roll to grab Vion.
You drop me, it's fine.
Well, it depends on how high up we are.
I'd rather you drop me higher up than
Well,
later.
exactly. That was indeed what I meant.
If that's quite all right with you, Sam.
That's a 5 on the die, so that's a total of 10.
Total of 10. Okay, you grab Vion. Make a coordination roll for Ulez.
Oh no.
You're gonna get
6
this.
on the die.
I weigh
6
like 2 Tupperware containers. It'll be fine.
Okay. Ulez, 6 on the die. You kind of swipe for Ulez, and it's one of those like you kind of miss and you miss. And Ulez, you try to kind of grab for Kadrax's hand, but you feel a little funny all of a sudden. It's like, how to describe? It's like a weird heightened sensing of anxiety, and you find that while it's happening, you can't move, and you kind of
Oh,
can't speak. You just kind of plummet, and you're sort of trying to reach out with your hand, but your hand doesn't seem to move. But Cadrax does eventually grab you. It's scary for a second because you can start to see the ground coming up. But Cadrax, you grab Ulez, and you fly towards the ground, and you land. Um, what you see, you find yourself standing outside of a barn on a farm. Um, Jake, can I have the Benny's farm map?
Yes.
oh my goodness.
We're not
How
going
is that
back.
so cute?
On a what? We're on
You-
a what?
Yeah, you see a long gravel driveway that cuts between two halves of the field and leads up to the yard. The crops have been harvested already, so despite the distance, you can see all the way to the main road where cars will occasionally drive past. There is an old two-story farmhouse. It is painted sort of a pale seafoamy blue-green with lots of kind of large patterned windows. The barn itself has a fading mural of an abstract wave pattern with petals kind of painted with love across the front sliding doors. Um, you catch a few barn cats chilling out in the general area.
What
There's
color are
all
they? Do they have names?
you
You don't
can't
have to answer. It's okay.
there's an orange cat and a brown cat and a kind of like a calico. You can't tell their names by looking.
Okay.
There is there's a tiny treehouse, sort of a treehouse-like building that is
It's just
connected
it's
to the
just a small
barn.
shed. The name is just treehouse.
And yeah, like a shed. It's kind of connected to the barn and to the main silo, to the main barn and to the silo. Um, There are large wind chimes hanging from several overhangs around the property. So there's this kind of constant backdrop of the quiet hum of the chimes in the wind, mixing with sort of seasonally appropriate bugs and wildlife. You catch some farm animal noises, maybe goats and chickens from somewhere. You think you hear a dog bark. Um, there is odd but whimsical and colorful yard art all over the place. There is a garden overflowing with fruits and vegetables and flowers. It has kind of little stone paths crisscrossing through it and a little bench in a clearing, right in the center. And near it are what some of you might recognize as bee boxes. And a little further away, there is sort of a small single level shed. What do you do?
Okay. So we
Oh,
land, look
wow.
around. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and if this is rude, I apologize. But do you have any questions about what you're looking at? This is kind of a unique environment that I think neither of you have really witnessed per se.
Where are the tall buildings?
We don't on a farm. There's no need for that because it's mostly sort of agricultural stuff. I mean, well, there might be some silos, but other than that, it's usually just like smaller buildings for housing stuff, storage.
Tedrex, background.
I know. I'm working on it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah. And yeah, a big moon. So that's yeah. So big buildings ain't really sort of go to for that kind of thing. Anything else? Any other questions?
Those animals.
Mm-hmm.
May we interact with them?
I'm not going to take the authority to say yes on that. Let's err on the side of caution until we find Benny. I don't know which ones might be friendly and pettable, and which ones might be more bitey.
Petable.
Yeah,
Pretty.
horses,
Okay.
big teeth, big scary teeth.
Ah.
So also I also don't know what I'm talking about. I grew up in Silicon Valley. So this is just granted when I grew up. Hey, in all fairness though, when I did grow up, it was somewhat rural. We were at the edge of the suburbs. That said, I've never raised any livestock, much to the chagrin
Okay.
of my family. So
We have a final question.
yeah, what's up?
Those fruits and vegetables in that garden, could we quickly visit before looking for Benny?
I'm if you really want to, I say we find Benny first.
Have we excluded the possibility
Of
that Benny is hiding in the food that you grow intentionally outside above the ground?
let's do this real quickly because I think we're kind of
Uh-huh.
raising a good bigger question, which is where is Benny? Ulez, you are adept at communicating with sort of, for lack of better term right now, a hive mind. Is that right?
Correct.
If I were to telepathically link you in with the bees, do you think you might be able to scour the farm and look for Benny?
There are bees here?
Yeah, and I point to the bee boxes, which I would know, not because I was raised
Oh.
around them, but because you know that Vion is the kind of guy who spent a lot of hours on Pinterest looking at different ways to source your own honey. So,
Ah.
uh, yeah, there are bees right there, and I can patch you into at least a part of the hive.
Oh, yes. We would greatly appreciate that.
Great. And I don't mean to step on any toes in terms of checking out the fruits and vegetables. It's just, we could probably get a proper tour if we find our.
I will say
our
because
stuff.
it is November, there probably isn't much in the garden right now.
Pumpkins.
there would be like pumpkins
The
and like
remnants of
apple
pumpkins.
trees. Maybe that there's a little bit left on those,
There
but
are
it's
going to
holy
be pumpkins.
smokes.
Don't squash their excitement.
but it's pretty cold. So most like we're getting into the time of year where things do freeze. So there probably isn't a ton in there.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question then, Caitlin
Mhm.
Bruder, our
Mhm.
good friend. I walk over to the bee box. Are the bees still active, or is it too cold
th-
for bees? I just talked them
So
up.
honeybees don't hibernate, so there would be activity in there, but they are winterized at this point because it's cold. So
What
the
that mean?
boxes are wrapped up
Oh.
in like plastic and stuff.
Damn it!
So you could like peek. There's the like it's not shut up or anything. Like you can look in and you could probably see some bees, but they would not probably they would probably not willingly leave the hive right now. They're getting ready for winter times, which is
Sleepy bees.
just chilling.
So
They
I
just
just
vibrate to
okay.
keep warm all winter.
So as we walk over then to the bee house, seeing it all wrapped up and cozy. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry about that, Ulez. I don't know. All I know about bees is what I looked up on Pinterest to see if I could grow my own honey. No, this is a huge mistake. I'm
Grow
sorry
your
about that.
own
It looks like they're
honey.
turning in for the night.
Ah.
I don't know why. uh,
Ping.
Well, thank you.
Shadrax, give me a ping roll. What are you pinging? The bees or
Benny!
okay? Give me a ping roll.
I like to think that it is a certain sort of star choir ping that is just Benny! Just echo echolocation. Let's see. What is 9 plus 1? 13.
You detect 3 people in the main farmhouse.
Excuse me. If you're finished with the,
Oh, the
Yeah,
bees.
what's
I
up,
understand the
Yeah.
bees are quite compelling, but
yeah.
Mhm.
What's
They're
up, Doc?
sleeping right
You're
now.
right.
there are 3 people in that building.
Oh,
Well, let us go then.
yeah. All right.
Should I bring to the attention that this place is reminiscent of the details that Betty has provided about her home place?
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up and be conscious of.
We are
Are you
only
sure?
familiar of the barns they have spoken of.
Right. My gut tells me that we are at Benny's farm just because this is where the crystal would have brought her. But there's a really easy way to check, and I'm just gonna yell, "Hey, Benny!"
I don't even know how to make a roll for a just screaming out loud roll. I tell
Thaumaturgy.
you
Would
what,
that be like an awareness?
Benny, you are laying upstairs in your bedroom, and through
Am I
the window,
panic
which
talking
is
with my mom still right
yeah,
now? Yeah.
yeah, they're one of them's getting you tea, the other one's kind of calming you down, and you think you hear someone go, "Hey, Benny," outside.
Did you hear that?
Say, I did, and
Okay, cool. Okay, and she gets up and goes to the window.
yeah, Eileen goes and looks outside, and the three of you are standing there when you hear a voice. Uh, can I help you?
There's Benny and a woman who is older than her who looks a lot like her, and their both faces show up in the window.
Oh, we greet you.
Hi, hi, hi. Oh my god. You're here too? For real? This is not. I don't really know what's going on. Hold on. And then Benny disappears and she's
Oh, those are your friends.
They are, yes, come meet them. Okay, there's a lot happening. And she's gonna go down the stairs and go out the
There
back,
is a
open the
lot
sliding
happening.
door of the
Yeah.
porch, and we'll invite you guys up.
Yay.
And
Hi.
Benny lets you in, and you first see me, Eileen. Hi, I'm Eileen Beckett. This is back there somewhere is Lola, who's making tea. Lola, come here, we've got company. And Lola comes out, and she's huh. And Eileen said, "There, it's Benny's friends," and they kind of look at each other, say, "Hi, welcome to the farm."
But that is very spacious here.
Well, as farms go, it's not that big, but we like it.
This is
Yeah.
approximately equal to the size of the Fripp Mansion that we attended. Therefore, you must be doing very favorably.
Wow.
Fripp Mansion. I mean,
They're used to big cities. I don't think they've been out in the country before, actually, at all. Now that I think about it,
We
were in the
camping.
forest. There was a
Uh-huh.
cabin.
that we were in the forest. That's true. Quick question before we get into nitty gritty of locations we've been.
Yeah.
It's you are aware we are. Is this the past for you also?
Yes. We
Okay,
have
good.
time traveled. We have a crystal that has the power of time shifting. It is a rather unique device that we have. Oh, well, there is a lot to catch up on. Where would you like us to begin?
Who wants tea? And like Lola
Yeah.
comes in. I got Darjeeling. I got Earl Grey. I got just black tea. What
Yeah.
do y'all prefer?
3 options. That is so absolutely kind of you. Thank you so much. By the way, beautiful house. I just have to say, what a incredible estate.
Thank you.
And thank you for letting us barge in like this. I'm so sorry that we didn't call ahead of time or anything like
Any
that.
friend of Benny's is a friend of ours.
Oh, that's so nice. What was your name again?
I'm Lola.
Lola, it's so nice. I'm Vion. I just want to say Vion loves moms. I was about to curse really quickly, and I'll do it. Vion fucking loves moms. He wants the approval of every mom that ever existed in the history of moms. So this is like his dream. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Again, I'm Vion. We can quickly introduce ourselves, I suppose.
Nice to meet you, Vion.
We
Yeah.
are Ula's Galley. And in the terms of selecting tea, could we have one of each, but simply the dried leaves separated so we can examine them individually?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I like your braids.
Oh, thank you. They are wires.
Huh. Cool.
Hello, I'm Dr. Caden Dialto. I'm a surgeon. Thank you.
Well, it's great to meet you, Caden. What kind of tea would you like?
I look to Vion like, what kind of tea do I want?
What kind of tea do I?
Let's get you a Darjeeling. With a little bit of milk and some sugar. Steeped for 5 minutes if that's all right. With 2 tea bags. In a warmed cup. Actually, that's not important. Listen, thank you again for hosting us.
Of course.
We Benny, we came here mere minutes. Well, maybe not minutes, but shortly after you disappeared. And the crystal fell off of you. So now that we have you, we can actually take you back to our present, or the
It's
future.
actually like 12 hours or so after she made
Okay.
it. Yeah.
But after we hang out for a bit and maybe enjoy the farm and take it easy for a little bit. But just so you know, like all we have to do is just I do a rune, we pop back, super easy,
Okay.
and I knock on some wood again.
Oh yes, the fundamental anomalies of physics in Minkowski space. Easy.
Yeah.
And
Are
while
we-
you're talking about that, you kind of hear, like, you can always hear every once in a while a car passes on the road, but now you hear a car and it comes driving up that gravelly driveway.
A very
And
different
it
sound.
sounds like it is going very fast, and then you hear it like skid out kind of, and then you hear a door open and you hear like somebody run up, and there's like suddenly a loud frantic banging on the front door. Help, 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 anybody in, help, 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 help.
I cast really quick. I cast force fields over the moms, just like at different power levels. I haven't chosen. It's just at random, no preference. But just behind me, just cast it really quickly as we.
Aura up.
I will get the door.
5 or 3? Big magic, little magic.
No, both. I don't. I both.
Oh, both?
I don't know who gets what, but 6 and 3 are both activated.
All right. That is done. Benny, you get the door?
Yeah.
And you open the door. There is a guy in jeans and a hoodie. If I had to cast him, I would say he's played by Aaron Paul. And he says, he's like, oh my God, please let me in. I am being
What?
chased
By what? By who?
by the
So-
Crow Man.
Oh, what?
The Crow Man. And he kind of comes in and he slams the door behind him. And he's just like,
Do you
my
know
name is-
Priya?
Yes. My name is Archie Sloan. I'm a cameraman. I came to Bellwood with Priya to make a documentary about the legend of the Crow Man. She's a student of urban legends, and she's producing this documentary. So we went to the bridge, the Sandy Creek Bridge where the Crow
Yeah,
Man
I've
is
been.
supposed to be, and we shot a bunch of sequences of her saying the Crow Man's name 3 times. Like, you know how the whole thing's supposed to work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we did it when we were
And-
little. Yeah.
Yeah, and it, it seemed like pretty typical supernatural documentary stuff, and then suddenly the Crow Man appeared, and I swear to God, he asked Priya a riddle, and when she couldn't answer it, he changed her into a crow.
My
And you have-
congratulations. I've heard that they are among the higher forms of your life on the.
Oh, they are.
And
Oh,
you-
No. That's involuntary transmutation.
Yeah, well, that's good. You have that on film?
I didn't take the camera. I just ran because he said it was my turn next. But before he could ask the riddle, I just ran away and I jumped in the car and I drove here because Priya said she had friends on this farm. You gotta help me.
Okay. So Benny turns around, turns to her and says, Priya's one of my friends. Me and Will, our friend from when we were really little. I haven't seen her in a while. But we used to do this thing where we would look for creatures all the time when we were kids.
Sure.
And apparently she found one, I
Oh.
guess.
And now she's a corvid.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Lola and Eileen like kind of look at each other, and Eileen's just sort of like, man, I thought time travel would be the weirdest thing that happened to us for a while, but here we are, just afternoon, and we've already broken that record.
Yeah.
And while you're all talking, you hear like another sound outside. It's almost like a helicopter, but like a little different. And you go to the window, and when you look outside, you see crows. Tens of thousands of crows in the air, on the ground, perched on the house, sitting on Archie's car, which is just like skidded out in the middle of your lawn. They're everywhere. And
Oh my.
on the gravel path in front of the house, there is a lone figure. It's like a person, maybe 5 feet tall or so, wearing like a long coat of what looks to be like black feathers, and it has sort of a feathered hood with like a beak on the top of it, and like sort of at the apex right over the face. And if I had to cast him, I would say he's played by Wallace Shawn. And he just stands there kind of smiling and looking at the house.
Hi,
I don't
can we
think
help
you have
you?
enough tea.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're going to open the window. Do they have screens here?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of bugs. Lots of bugs in the
Yeah,
country.
a bunch of mosquitoes coming in. Yeah, I guess we're shouting at him.
You're shouting to him?
Be
Or
Yeah.
you-
Be honest.
so okay,
Yeah, I asked,
Vion.
can we help you?
And he just sort of walks closer to the house and stands now on the porch.
That's far enough, all right?
And he says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Oh god damn it, he's a Riddler. Doc, what 5 things make I'm sorry, what was that again?
What?
What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?
Beyond, what is a devil? I would like to play not from around here as a trouble.
Oh, I love
Oh no, culturally specific.
What 5 a devil is sort of oh god, this is actually going to be a big
You have been asked, and now you must answer, or bad luck you will have.
What do you consider bad luck? No, do not respond to me. I do not wish to engage.
Okay, Benny, what
Yeah.
5 things? I forget that. What was the second part of that?
What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?
5 things compare an architect to a devil's mouth. An architect, if I recall, those are people in your world that build your buildings.
Yeah.
Design them. Yeah.
Design them, not the
And a
builders,
building
so-
usually has 4 walls and a roof. So that's 5 things if you don't count the floor. Walls? Walls of a mouth. Walls of a mouth. Lying. No, hold on. We're close to it. Walls. Something. Lying walls. Walls of.
Why would that be specific to a devil?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a mouth? We get this. Yes, we understand the comparison to the mouth, but what is unique about a devil in comparison to an architect?
A devil's usually a stand-in for the things we associate with like incorrectness, immorality, the opposite of good. Although in contemporary storytelling, that's kind of being challenged a lot. See the Church of Satan and stuff. Fighting for women's rights a lot more than the churches itself. There's a walls of a mouth, right, Doc? That's a thing. Am I wrong?
No, a mouth has corners. And
You
does
have
about
been-
Taranculosaurus aleque nazi.
And
Okay.
he calls again. "You have been asked, and now you must answer, or bad luck you will have."
Jesus, this guy. Makes an architect. What 5 things? Points. Points.
5.
Architects receive points? Are they
I'm
playing
sorry, I
some
don't know where I'm
game?
going with this.
Could we just say no thank you?
Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna turn around. We're good, man. Thank you very much, though.
Your bad luck starts now.
Oh gosh.
And as he says that, Archie's car sitting on the lawn in front of the house
Mhm.
just explodes, and like the front fender comes flying through the living room window. Since you are standing at it, Vion, what is your Vion roll coordination?
All right. Thank you for that gym pass, everybody. Gonna need it. Okay, cool. So I've got a 4 in coordination now, which brings me all the way up to a sweet 5.
Yeah, well, that thing comes flying, and you just can't sidestep it or think fast enough, and it just smashes right into you.
I gotta start phasing.
Vion, you are down to 5 stamina.
Great.
Oh my gosh. Is anything on fire that I can make not less on fire?
The car on the lawn is on fire.
Okay,
Nothing
I would like
in
it
the
to
house
not.
is.
I would like the car to not be on fire anymore. There is fuel in
Benny,
that thing.
make a fire control roll.
Yeah. Keep forgetting what that's at now. Okay. That's an 8.
An 8. Okay, for a burning car that is close by, that is probably enough, and
Yeah,
you
she
are
just-
able to sort of pull the flames down, and the car goes out again. And the crowman just stands on the front porch, sort of smiling. Um,
So do we get to ask one now? Is that? I could do like a.
Don't. Oh,
and
guys.
then
this
he,
again.
he sort of sidesteps to the now open window that has been smashed by the fender that went flying, and he looks at you, Vion, and says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
I'm actually gonna punch this dude. I'm gonna choose violence today. Okay,
Oh.
what 5 things make an architect exactly like a devil's mouth?
Vion,
Yeah.
we are still unclear of the ethics of probing an individual's mind without their consent. Perhaps we could ask, because
Yeah.
the crow man would have the answer. And like Liz will like peek their head around the window. Do you have a name or a title? We are Ulas. We are unsure if a greeting is what you require. What is your name?
And he turns to you and like his head turns to you sort of very sharply and bird-like, and he says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Oh, damn it.
Should we
You
try?
Why do
have
you
been
need
asked,
to know?
and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have.
Your version of bad luck is rather violent.
Okay, real quick, we can solve this.
Okay.
What 5 things makes an architect? The letters. Is there anything in the letters? Are there 5 repeated letters?
Archie is like, "I hate this guy."
Yeah. That's. I'll go so far as that's a pretty unanimous sensation.
Why does he need to? Why do you need to know? Is someone
Oh my
hurting
God.
you? Do you require
No.
this answer? Is
Did you say
there
that to
some
him,
devil
sir?
whose mouth is attacking you?
You said that to the crowman?
Yes, of course, absolutely. I have no.
And his head
I don't
sharply
think we even
turns
have
to you.
riddles.
His head sharply turns to you, and he says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Oh, hold on. Is
Yeah.
it in the letters, Benny?
EITH. There's only 4 though.
No, there's a bunch of letters that aren't shared.
Okay, great. Well, that's fantastic. A devil's mouth.
Oh wait, no.
He's
And then he says to
Use
Kadrax,
A devil's mouth, then it's 5.
he says to
AEITH.
Kadrax, "You have been asked, and now you must answer.
Oh,
Or
goddamn,
very
just say
bad
the
luck you
vowels.
will have."
Oh god, yeah, just say vowels.
the other time it was very bad luck.
Oh my god.
Now it's just bad luck.
Yeah, just say vowels. Just try vowels. Let's just try that, and then another thing will happen.
Oh god.
And Ulas, you haven't answered yet.
No.
The
Y'all.
electricity in the house goes out.
Oh gosh.
Okay, great. And I'm gonna step
Oh.
forward. Vowels.
And he looks at you and he says, "You are incorrect."
I'm
And he
not
points
actually
his
not.
finger at you.
Okay, bring it.
jeez.
I'm actually not incorrect.
And Vion, sorry, give me just a quick moment here. Make sure I'm doing this right.
Just so everyone understands, I hate riddles.
Yeah.
Riddle the way that people feel about puns is the way I feel about riddles.
Same. They do
Vion-
something to my brain.
Just say it to my face if you have.
He
something.
points at you,
Mhm.
and suddenly you start to feel weird and tingly, and your body starts kind of curling up and then shrinking, and feathers start coming out of the
Oh
pores
my
of your
gosh.
skin as you transform into a crow.
Yeah.
2 quick questions.
Huh.
1, do I still have the necklace around me?
The necklace falls to the floor.
Oh no, that's not great. Okay, good to know. Second, great. Let's take out the caster. Second question. Can I speak? Do I speak English? I was about to say common.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
you give it a
kinda.
shot, and you
Mhm.
just get a.
Oh, good. The
Okay.
architect, an A devil's mouth.
Correct.
Benny, may I borrow your phone?
Yeah, she passes it over.
I would like to call Pete Alameda.
Have we met him yet at this point in time?
Yeah, it's not that far
Yeah.
away.
It's
Even
20.
if we haven't, I
we've
can
been
use
together
it to
for a
look
month.
up
Yeah.
the Baronsdale Library.
Hang on 1 second. Just give me 1 quick second here. Have you met Pete Alameda? I can actually tell you this. At this point,
Are they titles of something? The architect, A devil's mouth. Are they titles?
It could also be something like a devil's threesome
That's
sort
fair.
of thing.
you have met Pete Alameda at this point.
Nice.
Oh, perfect. Yes, I would like to phone an ally.
Okay, you call the Baronsdale Public Library as the Crowman sort of hops back towards Ulez and says, "You have been asked, and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have."
Okay. We are
While
thinking.
While you're thinking, Cadrax, you dial the library.
Yes.
Rings a couple of times. This is Michigan time, so it's further in the afternoon. So yeah, eventually pick up to, Baronsdale Public Library.
Hello. Yes, this is Dr. Caden D'Alto. With whom am I speaking?
Hey, it's Pete. How's it doing, Caden?
I am doing very well. And yourself?
Can't complain. It's been a little bit of a busy morning here, but I like my mornings busy.
I'm sure that had he the opportunity, Vion would also extend his regards. Unfortunately, at the moment, he is a crow, and it is for this reason I was hoping to ask you a reference question. Are you available for a moment?
He's a crow? What does that mean? Whatever. I can't keep up on the slang that you kids use. Yeah, what's the question?
What is a devil's mouth? I assume it is some sort of idiom of some sort, but it was unfamiliar to me. In fact, until just a few moments ago, I was unfamiliar with the concept of devils entirely. And I'm still not entirely clear, but they seem like some sort of being. At least they have mouths.
A devil's mouth.
Yes.
I got to admit, it does not really ring any bells. What's the context?
No, I don't think ringing bells has anything to do with it. We are trying to find similarities between an architect and such a mouth. At least 5. I believe, in fact, exactly 5. If you could think of even 2 or 3, it would probably be a great boon.
Then you will recite the riddle. What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth? Is that correct? Is that right?
I don't know that one. I used to love riddles when I was a kid. I can try doing some research. See, we got some books, some riddle books upstairs, I think somewhere. Mostly, I think in the kids section. But if you want,
Was that a dig, Rick?
I mean, if anything, at the Crowman for being childish. I don't know. I would deeply appreciate that if you have the availability. You mentioned moments ago that you were not encountering too much traffic at the library, but I would not want to take you away from your important duties. I've learned recently that library services are among the most important enforcement professions.
I like to think so, and I appreciate you, respecting the old local library system. Tell you what, let me do some work, and can I call you back on this number?
Yes, this is an excellent number, assuming that it does not, like the car outside, burst into flame. Take care and have a good afternoon. Goodbye. They're a delight.
A devil's mouth could have something to do with lies, maybe?
And the crowman now turns his head towards Cadrax. You have been asked, and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have.
Oh, now we are back to very bad luck.
It does vary, and we are unsure as to what the reason. Do we think perhaps if we answer when it is very bad, there is violence, but if we answer only when it is bad, then it is perhaps truly a bad luck?
So
Like,
far, everybody who has answered has turned into a crow. We have, in fact, no guarantee that any given answer would have any other effect.
oh,
And I
huh.
do not have a car.
No, neither do I.
You hear, your bad luck starts now.
Jeez.
Can I play a trouble against myself?
Yeah, what's your trouble?
Fighter, or my trouble is going to be part human, and the trouble itself is kind of that humanistic fight or flight, and I'm just gonna teleport away
Oh.
Where are you teleporting to?
anywhere.
You
Just
got to
away.
picture where you're going.
I know. So probably right
The
back
garden?
where we. Yeah, the garden. Like I just
Okay.
panic teleporting away. Like nope,
Well,
too
as
afraid.
you get your point of determination, and just
Sorry, friends.
Kadrax,
okay.
Benny, the rest of you, you see Ulez just vanish and green crackle teleports away. Ulez, you poof, bamf to the garden,
Oh.
and as you're standing there next to the garden, you hear like a crack and a crackling, and then like a buzz and some buzzing, and the buzzing gets louder and louder and louder as the bee boxes all split open,
No.
and just hundreds of bees come out and start
It's
like
me.
circling around.
Oh no. We greet you. You should be napping. It is time for you to sleep. What are you doing?
Hang on a sec. The bees start kind of swirling around you, and like I said, there are crows everywhere. And then the crows start kind of
Gosh.
and you find yourself being encircled by bees and crows, and
What is
some
going
of those bees start stinging.
Ooh,
But
okay,
you're
sorry.
plastic, so they just kind of start hitting off of you. Their stingers do not seem to penetrate your hide.
I'm gonna curl into a ball.
Quick question: Can
Yeah.
I phase?
Ghost crow.
In crow form,
Yeah.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
The second that Ula disappears, I phase and I fly out.
Yeah, you go through the wall,
Yeah.
and as you fly out, you sort of find yourself lost in a sea of crows that are just circling in the air.
Yeah.
And give me a coordination roll to see how well you fly.
Crow Wardenation.
4 + 4 is 8.
4 + 4 is 8. Okay, you're not flying like a birdie. It's a little rough. You have kind
Sure.
of trouble, controlling your path, but you are able to stay airborne and generally able to keep kind of putting yourself back in the direction you want to go. What are you doing? You're just looking for Ulez?
Yeah, just flying to like protect Ulez from the swarms, the 2 swarms.
Give me an investigation roll.
This is going to be 7 plus roll, which is that's going to be an 11. Lots
An
of 40.
11. All right, yeah, you spot Ulez over by the garden, curled up in a ball on the ground, surrounded by crows and bees, and that the bees are sort of, trying to sting Ulez to no avail. The crows are right now just shrieking at them.
Great. I'm gonna start just dive bombing some of the crows.
Okay. I love action crow. Okay. Vion, give me a what should I call this? Let's call it a coordination roll. No, let's call it a prowess roll, because this is kind of like your version of fighting, right? You're dive bombing
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
All right, give me a prowess roll. Except your prowess as a crow is reduced to 2.
Okay.
Oh, so the crows only fight at a 2. Good to know.
It's just 4. This is a way to die. So that's a 6.
Okay. You dive bomb one of the crows and hit one of them, and uh, let's say you trade little beak pecks with a
Mhm.
couple of the other ones and sort of start backing them off from Ulez. And at that point, the crow man teleports right next to you. And he points at Ulez and says, "You have been asked, and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have."
Uh, how
And
about, yeah?
and he points at two of the crows that Vion is fighting with, and those crows start to grow
Oh no.
and grow and grow and grow and grow until they are as tall as the crowman himself. One flanking him on either side, and one of those crows just claws at the Vion crow. Vion, give me a coordination roll.
Great. Can I just phase?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. I just phase, and yeah, I'll phase first, and I have a second move that I've planned.
All right, you phase, and that
Yep.
crow misses you. The other giant crow takes a swipe at Ulez.
Oh no.
Ulez,
Coordination?
coordination if you're going to try and dodge it.
I would like to try and roll out of the way.
Okay, then coordination.
I am, after all, balled up. That is going to be a 9.
A
Oh no, I have a
9.
7. That's 10. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. The crow hits you with its claw, and you take.
I have +4 armor.
Oh, you have +4 armor. Oh,
I've
thank God.
been layering on my armor throughout the seasons.
Yeah, okay, right. You have +4, or you have 4 damage resistance.
Yes.
So you take one point of damage.
Is it like a
and
peck or like a claw?
It's the claw.
Where's my 3 fingers? Okay.
And Cadrax, Benny, what are you doing inside the house?
Caitlin's very bad at riddles. Can I make like an intellect roll for like a piece of insight if I roll well enough
Yeah, you can give that a shot.
with my really bad intellect?
One of us should have just
score?
looked this up on our phones.
Give me an intellect roll, Benny.
I've never been more pleased that even if I wanted to, I couldn't.
You could not help me. That's a 6.
You start thinking about it. Nothing pops into your
I've
head
been
immediately.
thinking about it. Okay, I figured I'd
'cause
try.
Nothing pops into your head because you're a little distracted because you
Yeah.
notice that there is a cloud of bees coming towards that giant open window in the house. Your mom's standing right behind you. Their force fields no longer active because Vion's magic broken.
Mom, can you guys go hide in the basement for a second?
So, yeah, the basement. That sounds pretty
great.
good. They sort of run off and they're like, "Why don't you come with us?" And they grab that guy Archie.
Oh yeah, yeah. You go. I would like to. I don't want to hurt the bees.
Just smoke them out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I want to find like there's always like crafts and stuff happening in this house. Can I find like a cardboard box, or like a newspaper, like a
Sure.
roll, like just
There's
gonna
a
roll it up.
stack of newspapers ready
Roll
for
it up
recycling.
really tight. Just gonna start her hands on fire and then roll more newspaper around it to get it smoking. And then I'm gonna try to fill the living room with smoke.
Before we go too much farther, I do just want to specify because it feels like it's important to have someone declare, "I pick the necklace up off the ground."
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cadrax, you now have the necklace in your inventory.
All right, now
Okay.
please back to the arson.
Okay. You set the newspapers on fire.
Like I'm gonna roll it up really tight, start my hand on fire, get the newspapers
That's
burning a
no
little bit,
problem
and
for you.
then wrap it up to smother it a little bit so that it's gonna burn like low and smoke a lot. And I'm gonna try to fill the like out the window that area with smoke.
Okay.
So that they won't want to come through here.
Give me a fire control roll to see if you can push the smoke in the direction you want it.
Okay, that is a 8.
It's just a little newspaper, so it is a little, it's not as effective as maybe you might hope, but a cloud of smoke starts drifting towards the window. Some of the bees start to, hover outside, turn their direction the other way, but some of the bees start swarming into the living room, and as they do, the Crow Man teleports right into the living room next to Cadrax and says, "You have been asked, and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have."
I look at Cadrax. I'm like, do you have any ideas at all?
This one. I'm going to pick up the crowman and fly out the window.
Oh, I was gonna punch him, but that works too. Yeah.
Cadrax, make a coordination roll.
I'm also very, very sorry, but I did say I have aura on earlier. Oh, hey, all right. 5. 5 plus 5. 10.
10. You grab for the Crowman, and he quickly steps out of your grasp, and you grab again, and he quickly steps to the side, and he's actually incredibly quick.
Good, I will herd him then.
Sam's played Bioshock.
What?
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love Bioshock.
Yeah.
And where are you hurting him towards?
My ultimate goal is that if he is about to put some violent form of, violence on me, I want to be far away from my allies, from their families, from anything else. It was, if nothing else, an attempt to make space, far more than attack Necroman in particular, so I'm going toward the outside.
Okay, and as you're pushing him towards the outside, he says, "Your bad luck starts now!" And for a second, nothing happens. But then you start to hear, like, a very light kind of rumbling in the background. And the rumbling grows louder and louder and louder. And Benny, you start to realize you know what this sound is as you peek out the window towards the woods. And coming from maybe some adjacent farm, it's hard to tell, a stampede of cattle comes out of the woods headed towards the house. And we'll pick up right there after the break. Thank you so much, everybody. We're at $200. We got $50 till the lore drop unwraps. Enjoy, I think, some fan art in the reel. We will be right back in 10 minutes. Thank you.
What is happening right now?
And we are back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Hope you enjoyed the Power Play fan art reel. We love the fan art, and we are super grateful to everybody who has made the fan art, and hopefully we'll get enough more fan art to do an updated reel very soon. We're very close to being able to do that. So we're basically ready to start again here, but before we head back to the action to find out what happens, I want to turn the things over to Omar Najam for a quick correction.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rick. Hey everyone, I screwed up real big. The Church of Satan sucks. Those guys are the absolute worst. I misspoke. I meant to reference the Satanic Temple, who are much more solid folks. You can actually join, and they're constantly fighting for reproductive rights, non-male controls of people to have control over their bodies. Also religious liberties, super solid organization, and I believe you can also join and get a membership card for $25 if I'm not mistaken. So go check that out, and let's use this as a learning opportunity. I'm very happy to say I made that goof. Here's a way that we can remember, so going forward we don't make the same mistake. We trust the temple because they're using their heads. So that's a fun little way to remember that. So we'll go ahead and use this as an opportunity to take that going forward. And I just want to do that because the Church of Satan are the worst, and I hate those dudes. So, yeah. So that's my bad, and that's on me. So I just wanted to apologize to everybody and quickly correct that. Now I'm back to being a bird. Caw.
Yeah, long story short, when dealing with satanic organizations, please be extra careful which one you are dealing with.
Oh my gosh, you're eating crow. Okay, I'm fine.
Wow. Sam DeLove, everybody. So we are still $50 away from unlocking our after credits lore drop. So
And
close.
no
Thank you.
closer to answering this riddle.
And no closer to answering the riddle. We're gonna pick up over by the vegetable garden, the flower garden. Ulez Galley, you are being attacked by two giant crows, Vion Vigor in crow form, trying to help out, but not really that effective yet. Ulez, it is up to you. What do you want to do?
Ooh, I'm gonna teleport away. Realistically, I don't really know that this ghost crow is on my side because I'm probably not looking up.
Oh, I
Not
see.
to say that two giant crows doesn't take your focus, but two giant crows is pretty terrifying.
Okay.
Where are you teleporting to?
Probably back inside the house.
Okay.
Maybe to like, I don't know, do they have a mud room?
A mud room?
Ooh.
Like the room that you go into?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
like, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but you haven't seen it.
I assumed that I would have seen it from the living room. If it's like the room that
Caitlin,
would have been at the entrance, describe.
Yeah, it'd be
they
the
have
front
seen-
door. If they've seen the front door, they've probably seen the mud room.
Fair enough. Ulez, you crackle away and bamf, you find yourself back in the house. The house is now kind of being swarmed by bees. It's full of smoke, and if you look towards the window, you can see a stampede of cattle headed straight for the house. Real quickly, Vion, what are you doing?
Okay, so Ulez teleports away, and the crowman is still before me.
No, the crowman
No,
teleported
he's-
back over to the house. He's sort of dealing with
Yeah.
Cadrax, who's sort of trying to herd him
That's
around.
right.
That's
right. So we've just got the two big crows.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get him in the sky.
You take to the sky?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I don't want to destroy the orchards or anything around there because their wings would probably break that stuff. Yeah, let's take to the sky. Let's go do it. I'm phased, so good luck.
And like you're trying to get them to follow you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, give me a willpower roll.
Heck yeah. 5 plus roll is 7.
7. Okay, these crows don't have phenomenal willpower, so that is enough. And yeah, you kind of circle around in front of them and get their attention, and then fly up, and they come after you. You are soaring up into the sky. These two gigantic crows, they're 5 feet tall. Their wingspan's probably twice that, just coming right up behind you. They kind of try and swipe at you with their beaks, but you're phased, so they can't really do anything. What's your end game here?
I'm still trying to figure out this riddle. So right now, I mean, these two are a threat. So the idea of keeping them busy is good. They're gigantic birds. Other than that, I'm gonna keep musing on this. Oh, hold on. Once I get into the air, do I see the stampede?
Yeah, I would say with a bird's eye view of the farm, you would probably be able to see that. You want to make an intellect roll to see if you notice it? Actually, I'll make an awareness roll. Hang on.
Okay.
What's your awareness? Is it 3?
My awareness is amazing.
Oh, I rolled a 6. Yeah, you absolutely see the stampede.
Well. I think that here's the thing. What is it? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the air or something like that. Let's go ahead and use this. And I'm gonna turn them, and we're gonna start to fly towards the stampede. I think 2 giant birds might be able to stop the stampede.
Yes,
Might
a
make
bird
it
in the
work.
hand is worth 2 in the air. I do believe that is the expression. Yeah, you're gonna try and turn them towards the stampede, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor, make another willpower roll.
All right. This is 5 plus roll. That's gonna be 10.
Yeah, no problem. You turn towards the stampede and start flying towards them. The crows stay right behind you.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the house, Cadrax you're still trying to kind of herd the crow man. He, constantly evades your grasp, and if you try and grab at him, sometimes he sidesteps, sometimes he just teleports behind you. It's just basically impossible.
So are we
get a
unaware of
hand
the
on.
cattle at this point?
No, you
I think
definitely.
I was made aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see it and hear it.
I'm gonna go outside. Or like,
Okay.
he seems to be wanting to follow us, so I'm just gonna go outside.
You walk outside, and as you pass the crow man, he says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Hold that thought. I'm gonna go towards where the cows are. And I want to lava on and get big, and I want to scare them so they don't run into my mother's house.
Oh, okay. You start to lava on.
And I want to say,
Yeah.
do we have to get all 5 at once, or can I give you like 1 right now as like a consolation prize, and I'll get back to you?
You have been asked, and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have.
Oh my god. An arch. It's in a mouth, and an architect does that.
And as you answer, you start to feel a weird tingle as your body starts to like shrink up and feathers come out
Am I
of
a
your
lava
pores
crow?
as you change into a lava crow.
Well, if I'm still lava, do I still have all my powers? I can still get big.
You have your lava power,
Which is
I'm gonna
built into
say
growth is built into my
which
lava
growth is
power.
built to.
Mhm.
I buy
They're the
that.
same power, yeah.
You don't have to do anything to grow, right? It's
No,
like
I just do it.
but I am actually allowed to make you make a roll,
Okay,
right?
cool. I'll do
If
it.
growth is like
If it's a significantly difficult
task, and
Yeah.
you are not used to doing this in crow form, and this is very, very weird. So let's see. Growth increases disabled and large, blah blah blah. Your strength becomes greater, blah blah blah. Damage resistance at levels, so say you gain. Oh wait. No, it's stretching is the one you have.
That's right. It's stretch. It's not growth.
Yeah,
Growth
okay,
just does
sorry.
that.
GM may require a stretching test for extreme distances or difficult uses of your ability. You use your stretching level for tests to escape.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is different than growth.
Yeah, which is different.
But I'll roll if you want me to.
What did you have in? How much did you have in aura?
Okay, so it would have probably been. I have 9.
Probably should have asked this before.
Yeah, no, I was trying to figure out I didn't know if I was gonna have to roll, so if I couldn't even do it. 4 in aura,
So
4 in magma, and 1 in growth. I don't need to get that big. I just need to get big enough.
Okay. Give me a roll on that 1 growth.
Growth. Okay. Lack of a great, but we'll try. Ooh, that's a 3.
So wait, total 3 or total 4?
Total 3. I rolled a 2 plus 1.
You grow like slightly, so you are like a slightly bigger than average crow who is made of lava now. Yeah.
Okay. Can I still fly and try to scare the cow herd?
Yeah, you are a crow. You can fly as the crow flies, as they say. And you can. Oh, what, Sam? I know you were thinking it first. So you yeah, you are able to fly. Vion, you are bringing these 2 giant crows in when you sort of see this little flaming speck kind of coming towards, the herd. As you get closer, you can see that this is a flaming crow, like a lava crow.
You know what? Let's try something real quick. Can I say in crow, hi, Benny?
Yes.
Right? I mean, like that's like a huge aspect of like they can communicate. They have a really intricate vocabulary, right, Sam?
Like crows could talk to each other.
Communication is not like a fully understood discipline the way that it is for dolphins, but given that we understand they have learning capabilities, while we're not fully sure about like the
Thank you,
mode
folks.
of learning.
Good night. We're ending the show with communication.
I'm telling you, Rick, you can't stop it. The puns are gonna keep coming. Sam is too powerful.
Most certainly cannot. Yes, I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely. You can communicate with Benny.
It sounds funnier when someone else says it.
Great. That's interesting. Hey, Benny. I'm gonna see if Benny responds.
Hello.
Okay, great. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're a crow, but that's interesting. I want to turn to the other crows, and I'm not so worried about this, and ask, hey, were you all humans before, or are you perma crows?
Some of the crows you hear like, I was a human, but some of them just kind of screech back at you.
Okay, great. Interesting. First of all, the screeching is just noise making then in that case. There's nothing being communicated but just yelling at me. Don't appreciate that. Second of all, okay, great. All of you who used to be human, we're going to get you all... how's it going? My name's Beyond Figure. We're going to get you all freed. This is my friend Benny over here. If you're human, Benny, do you think that you can handle the cattle situation?
Well, I'm sure gonna try.
Okay, great. It's probably better than my plan. I was gonna fly these birds near the cows. That was it.
Yeah.
So great,
Benny. Sorry. Yeah. Well,
and what I'm gonna do, Benny, is I'm gonna try to collect all the human crows, and I'm gonna see if we can form some sort of pact.
Good. Crow Alliance. I love it.
Crow Alliance. There it is. Okay, great.
Yes.
And I'll see you in a sec.
Yeah, you're working on the Crow Alliance.
The Revolution is upon us.
This is, just so you know, Rick, this is our best episode.
Seriously.
Hey, thank Ravity who came up with the idea of the Crow Man way back when. I just
Thank
ran
you,
with the ball.
Rave.
Yeah.
Fine. No, sorry.
So let's take a second with Benny. What is your plan here with the stampeding cattle?
I'm bright and hot and slightly larger than your average crow. I want to call real loud. Cows spook easy, so if I can get in front of them and like do like a big flat show of being scary and on fire and loud, I want to see if I can get them to stop or turn or divert. That's the plan. That's
I
all
love
I
this
got.
plan.
I'm a
By the way,
crow.
if I see this correctly, I believe we have unlocked the after credits lore drop.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. It means so much that you support the show the way you do. And cool. It's a cool little lore drop. So Benny, it's a stampede of cattle. It doesn't really take much skill to get yourself in front of them. But the whole flapping your wings and kind of shrieking and being scary enough to get their attention and stop them dead in their tracks, that's kind of difficult. So I would like you to roll a willpower roll. Your willpower remains unaffected, because it's not a physical trait. So give me a willpower roll.
Okay, so this is an attribute roll that I'm using my powers in. Do I get to use my aura specialty? That's what you described as.
Wow. Do you get to use your aura specialty? It's an attribute roll.
It is.
You know what? It's a borderline case, but I'm
You
kind
let
of
me know.
having fun with the idea. So let's say yes, it'll apply here.
Sick. Okay. Willpower plus. Okay. Oh yeah. That's a 13. That's a max dice.
A 13. You just start spreading your wings and kind of shrieking, "Rah, rah!" And like the cows start charging at you, and you start shrieking, and the cows keep charging. And then like as the cow gets close to you, it like the first cow stops, and like all the cows behind it just stop, and they all just kind of stand there in this big long line stretching back to the forest.
Our first success. my only success of the day. I love it. Okay. I'm just gonna keep kind of doing that until they go back. they gotta go home at some point, so I might as well start that process. So I'm just gonna.
You start working on that. Meanwhile,
Okay.
back at the house, Ulez, Kadrax, bees are swarming around the living room, and the Crow Man has teleported back to the scene of the living room, and he goes over to he teleports right next to Ulez, and he says, "You have been asked, and now you must answer, or very bad luck you will have."
We are formulating our answer. Right now. And Ula's not answering. They're just gonna kind of like sidle past the Crowman and like closer towards Kadrax.
And he says, "Your bad luck continues." And nothing seems to happen. And suddenly you start hearing some shrieking from the basement.
No, 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 no. I will run towards the basement.
Ulez, you run towards the basement door. You open the door and you go down the narrow set of stairs. And you see Lola and Eileen and Archie are all like kind of like clinging to like parts of the wall as the entire floor of the basement is being sucked into a giant sinkhole.
Oh, oh no, humans are not good at that. Kadrax, assistance is required.
Catrax is in the will have been engaging in violence. Because the point at which bad luck falls upon them is one thing. But screaming from the basement? No. I don't care how dodgy he is. I want to prowess this. No. That is not Ulez's bad luck to be visited upon others. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. So I'm going to be attacking the Crowman. And I guess we'll find out if that's trouble for me.
Roll initiative.
All right. Yep, in the tray. 9.
Crowman goes first.
Okay, go for it.
Go
for it.
You kind of square up, letting him know it seems that you are going to be trying to fight with him. And let's see, what does he do? The first thing he does is he kind of laughs, and then there's like a kind of little bit of a flash of light, and suddenly there are 10 of him. Your turn.
Ping.
Give me a ping roll.
It's actually not going to be that impressive right now. So that does actually that will do nothing right now. Because I realized I'm in aura.
Oh, you're in your aura. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to just call something else or?
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, I think I think it's the hum, but like there's hum around Catrax, at least for now. I will then spend it shifting back.
You're unauraing?
My power balance, yes.
Okay. What's your new balance?
Aura 0.
Aura 0. Okay. The Crowman, his 10 duplicates kind of just encircle you, and then they all kind of in unison laugh, but they don't attack at all. That brings it back to you.
Burst.
What are you bursting? Like a blast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me. How are you doing this blast? It's not like a targeted blast, right? So are you?
No, it's not. So it's. Let's see. I think I would like to flavor this closer to the ultrasonic. Rather than something seismic, something low frequency. High pitch, piercing, physical damage.
Okay. That sounds like a complex task. Okay. Give me a complex task roll.
Sure. 15.
15. Okay, that is a major success. You let off. You said a low pitch frequency.
High pitch. High pitch.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Not
high-
so as not to do damage to the building and to the safety of people therein.
Right. Sorry, I had that backwards. Yeah,
No,
you
totally.
let off a high pitch frequency, and the first thing you notice is a lot of the crows in the room, and the bees kind of like the bees seem to kind of lose their coordination a little bit. A couple of them hit the walls, some of them fly out the door. Some of the crows, like this is like the loudest shriek they've ever heard. They seem kind of intimidated, and some of them go swooping back out the window. The 10 duplicates of the crowman, all put their hands over their ears, and they also kind of shriek very bird-like, "Wah!" And then they all teleport away, gone.
At this point, have I heard you, Ules? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will not give chase. Reluctantly.
There's a lot of yelling for help and like the some clagging and crumbling sounds.
Okay. I'll go downstairs. I'm coming for him. I'm coming for you. There.
You start heading downstairs. Meanwhile, Vion, you were trying to communicate with the other crows.
Yeah.
What is your ultimate goal here? You were trying to form some kind of crow alliance, or
Yeah. Crow alliance with sort of like the expat humans.
What do you say to them?
Hey everybody, how's it going? Listen, you've all been turned into crows. And the thing is, if we can get myself back to my human form, I can turn you all back into humans because I can do magic, similar to the crow person. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm a little bit of a pop culture nerd. If anyone here has seen Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, pretty easy to attack a person. Let's go ahead and turn it. Let's make ourselves the protagonists of the story. And let's all just simultaneously attack the crowman while my friends figure this out. And my goal is to give the crowman like the condition of being distracted.
Okay, you were trying to assemble a little crow army and help turn them into the crowtagonists, for lack of a better word. So
Murder Inc. Yeah, sorry.
Give me a willpower roll.
Okay, this is a 5+ roll. Pumpkin. That's as best I can do. 11.
11. Some of the crows definitely seem like on board, and they're like, yeah, let's get them.
Great.
And you kind of get this, little crow army that's sort of just following right on your tail.
Yeah.
And you don't see the crowman anywhere. You are right now sort of hovering, above the lawn where the stampede was happening, coming from the forest. Where do you lead them?
Into the house. I mean, that's where he would be. That's where everybody was.
Okay, you fly in towards the house with all these crows right behind you. Meanwhile, Benny, do me a favor, make another willpower roll.
Okay. That one's less good. Still pretty good. A 9.
9. You have managed to kind of turn the cows around. Some of them are headed back through the forest towards, the farm next door, wherever they came from. Some of them are now just milling about on the lawn, kind of eating the grass, doing cow stuff. And what do you want to do?
If the cows go away, I'm gonna go back and find my friends. See what's going on.
Okay, Lava Crow flies back towards the house. As you turn, you see a slightly translucent phased crow leading just like a whole army of crows in through the broken window, just funneling right in there.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna hurt I don't want to hurt any of them because I'm like this. But I want to be nearby. Like I don't want to hurt another crow.
Right, in crow's proximity.
Exactly.
Good Lord.
Oh, he's nowhere to be found here.
No, certainly not. So yeah, let's say you Is there another way in?
I mean, there's this hole in the front of the building. In the back, there's that big sliding door for the porch. Okay, you let me know if I can do this. Can I try to give myself a human form because I'm made of lava?
You try, but you find the crowman's power does
Okay.
not let you
Okay.
leave your crow form.
All right. Are any of the crowmen, because there's a bunch of them now, are any of them out trying to getting out of the swarm, or how are they reacting to it physically?
Like the crows?
No, the crowman.
Oh, the crowmen teleported away when
Oh.
Cadrax made the loud sound. We don't know where they teleported to.
Oh,
yet.
I
We're not
see.
clear yet.
Okay, I got it. I missed that. Then I'm gonna go up high and see if I can spot him anywhere on the property.
Okay. You fly up into the air. Meanwhile, Cadrax, you head down into the basement. And-
Down here, Ula's has like a broom. They're holding onto like the dust, like the broom part, trying to extend the handle out to like Lola. But like it's too far away. Ula's is little, and that sinkhole is terrifying.
Yeah, Lola is like hanging on to this like kind of unit of shelves that's like bolted to the wall.
Aw.
And she's kind of trying to reach
If I could
for
just
the
hold on.
broom.
Cadrax!
Cadrax, you come down the stairs in time to see Bamf. The crowman appears
Asshole.
right next to Lola. He is floating in air with a bunch of crows kind of carrying him by his coat. And he says to Lola, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Don't.
And
Do not answer.
and Lola starts swiping for the broom. Lola, give me a coordination roll.
11.
She manages to catch the end of the broom. What do you do?
Teleport.
To where?
Gardens.
Okay. Give me a teleportation roll.
With my uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's okay, and that's going to be a 9 on teleportation.
Okay. And Bamf, you and Lola disappear with the broom and appear in the garden. You are now surrounded by bees and crows. Meanwhile, in the basement, Cadrax, you come down just in time to see Ulez and Lola disappear. And the crowman sharply turns his head to Eileen and says, "What 5 things make the architect exact?" You charge.
I know he's a crowman, but we're going to play a game of chicken. I have an idea. So yes, I fly at him. Directly at him.
Oh my god.
What,
All
are you
these
saying this
puns are
episode's
for the birds.
Come on, just go with the crow.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's prowess?
That is entirely
just like
up
a charge?
to
You said you're charging?
Yeah, I basically come into the entrance of the basement, the sinkhole before me, and take flight. Having been previously aggressive and flying directly at him.
All right, flight is a free move for you, so
Mhm.
I'm going to call this prowess to see if your attack lands. Give me a prowess roll.
Let's see, I think this is just straightforward. So 14. Max die. Plus weapon proficiency.
Okay, you managed to hit him,
Should have damped.
but he does not seem phased by it in any way. He kind of just goes, and he points at 2 crows that are flying next to him, and they grow till they are the same size as he is. They're now 2 gigantic crows hovering in front of you.
Have I
Cadrax,
displaced him?
No, he did not move an inch. Give me an initiative roll.
Okay. 9.
All right. Cadrax, you're gonna go first, and then the crows.
Okay, I grab Eileen and I fly out of the room.
You grab Eileen and you fly out of the
Yeah,
room.
I don't care about Crowman. I was just hoping Crowman would bamf by the time I got to him.
Okay.
Isn't there somebody else in that room?
Yes, there's also Archie.
Yes, there's also Archie. So
I gotta go one at a time if they're crows about to attack. Those crows are right next to Eileen.
Yeah.
Give me a coordination roll.
Okay. Hey, Dot. No, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna put you under performance pressure. That was a 5 on the die plus coordination. Is a 10.
5 on the die plus coordination is a 10. Okay, yeah. You grab Eileen and fly out. 2 giant crows right on your tail.
Okay.
As you are flying up, you can sort of hear the crowman asking towards Archie, what 5 things make the architect exactly like? And you fly up the stairs. Meanwhile, as you head up the stairs, you see coming towards you into the house a sort of ghostly crow leading an army of just dozens, perhaps hundreds of crows flying right behind him, coming right at you.
I wrap myself around Eileen to protect her with my body.
Beyond, you see Cadrax and Eileen. You see Cadrax wrap themselves around her. And what do you do?
I fly the crows as far away as possible, like to make a very conscious symbol of like we are going out of our way to not come into contact with you. It's what I usually do when I'm walking down the street.
Give me willpower.
Willpower, yeah, it's 5+. Roll, come on, something big. It's the pumpkin again. 11, best I can do.
Okay, yeah, they all kind of turn sharply with you and go right around Cadrax. You are almost a little surprised to see that none of the crows, seem to attack or try and even hit into you. They very carefully just navigate around you.
Orphans are very smart. And apparently they have good taste. Get away. I need to go get the loud man.
You're talking to Eileen?
Yes.
And she's just like, looks around, bees, crows. She's like, where do I go?
Away. I don't live here.
Okay. And she goes darting out the front door. Ulez, you are in the garden with Lola, and you are surrounded by bees and some crows. And Lola is kind of like, bees, oh no, they're supposed to be hibernating. Go to sleep, bees, go to sleep.
That's what I said. And much like Cadrax, Ulis is going to try and protect her with their body, while hurting her, doing that little like shuffle step towards the shed.
Doing this, okay, towards the shed.
Yeah, what was it called? It was like treehouse, but it was actually a shed.
By the garden, you're probably next to the hobby shed.
Oh, yeah, hobby shed. The hobby shed, yeah. Okay. And yeah, it's like as you're moving, you can see Lola's like, she's getting stung a little bit.
We are sorry.
She's like, just move, go.
Okay.
And the two of you kind of join hands and run the rest of the way into the shed. And she opens the door and like closes it behind her, and locks the door. It seems like it is safe in here, at least for a moment. And she's like, oh my God, I'm stung everywhere. Oh my God, this is so painful.
Please remain stationary. If you see some glowing, please understand that I am doing good. And I would like to heal.
Give me a healing roll.
Yeah. I haven't done that in so long. I have healing level 5. That's going to be 10.
Okay, did you roll your uh-oh?
No. My limit on my healing is it's tiring.
Right, your limit is tiring. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna lose some stamina.
Yeah, so that brings you down. You had lost 1 before, so now you lose 2 more. So 7, 6, 5, 4. So you were down to 4.
You got it.
But Lola, all of the bee stings just heal perfectly, and she's like, "Oh, thank God. Maybe we should just stay here where we're safe."
Yes, we will keep an eye. We will keep both of our eyes open and ready to accept more allies should they need sanctuary.
And as you say that, Biff, the crowman appears right next to the two of you, and he looks at Lola and says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Um, uh,
And he
oh,
turns
where?
to you, Ulez, and says, "You have been asked and now must answer,
Yes, we
or
will
more bad luck
answer.
you will have."
No more. Oh, your bad luck is terrible. Why are you doing this?
What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's
Ah!
mouth?
We do not understand. What kind of existence do you have if all you do is ask a very, very complicated riddle? You have no context for this. How do you expect anybody to answer? Do you just want everybody to be crows? Why not just make everybody crows then?
And he says, "Your bad luck continues now." And suddenly water starts to rise out of the ground as the groundwater just starts pushing its way through the dirt and start to crack the floor beneath you. And he turns to Lola and says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?" And Lola's just like, "Oh my God, I hate you." It's just like, who cares? And he says, "That is incorrect."
Oh, no,
And he
no,
points at her, and she shrinks down into a
no.
crow.
Welcome to the resistance.
Shadrax, you fly down into the basement, you said?
Yes, I need the loud man.
Benny, you came in through the house.
No,
Right?
no.
Oh, where did you go?
I went to do
Oh,
like an
you were-
aerial view to see if I
you
could
went
see
to an
anything that
aerial
was
view.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, Benny, give me an investigation roll. Sorry, I
I
forgot.
do
Yeah.
this to myself every time. That's a 7.
7. You don't see the crowman anywhere, but you do start to notice some puddles forming, even though it's not raining. And as you watch, those puddles seem to get bigger and a little bit bigger, and you realize there is some kind of weird flood starting from
Awesome.
somewhere.
Great. I love that. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that.
Anything else you want to do?
I have nothing. I don't know. No.
Okay, you continue to keep an eye on things. Cadrax, you said you were headed into the basement to look for Archie, I guess?
The loud man, yes.
Yeah, the loud man. You fly back down towards the basement, and you see Archie clinging to the wall. He is holding on to like a coat hanger, like a metal coat hanger that's just sort of bolted into the wall, and the sinkhole has now basically consumed the entire floor.
I fly across the way to Archie. I take hold of him and I say, "Do not worry. I am a surgeon." And I fly him out.
Okay, you grab him, and he's just like, "A surgeon? How is that gonna?" And then you like, poof, and he's like, "Whoa!" And you just fly him up the stairs, and he's like, "I think that thing's coming back." And you get to the top of the stairs, and as you are flying up the stairs, the crowman is just standing at the top of the stairs, and he kind of looks towards Archie, and he's like, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
Do not
And
answer him. He is weak.
And Archie's just like, "I hate this so much." Vion, what are you doing with your army of crows?
We're seeking out the crowman.
Okay, he's just standing at the top of the stairs. Since you've flown through the living room, this is very easy to find.
Great. Then I call out to my friends, peck them to all hell. I'm gonna unphase. Let's go.
Give me a willpower roll.
Great. 5 plus roll. 5 plus 5 is 10.
5 plus 5 is 10. Okay, they follow you.
Great.
Now you're going to peck at him, so it's a prowess roll, but your prowess is reduced to 2 because you're in crow form. Give me a prowess roll.
Great. That's 4 total.
Okay, the crows start swarming around the crow man,
Yeah.
pecking at him, and he seems a little confused for a moment, but then, bamf, disappears.
This guy. Great job, everybody. Keep him on the run.
They're all kind of like cheering and celebrating.
Fantastic. We got this. I can't wait to return you all to human form. Let's go. We spin back around. I am pulling, because I'm a pop culture person. I don't know if this is going to need any role or anything like that. I just want to explain how Vion is understanding how to guide this entire fleet. Star Fox, baby. Star Fox 64 rolls. We are like, anytime we hit a corner, we are just like rolling and banking against it, going back up. So that's what it looks like, just to paint the mental image there for everybody in the theater of the mind right now.
Cadrax, where did you take Archie?
Roughly where I took Eileen, give or take. I
Okay,
was mostly
so back up
concerned
to
with
the living room.
extracting him.
Ulez, what are you doing right now?
Angrily stomping out of that shed. And probably out to see Eileen and other friend with Cadrax.
Okay. You start headed back towards the house. Cadrax, you see Ulez coming back up the porch. You, Archie, Ulez are standing there. You can see Lava Bird circling in the sky above you.
Oh.
When Cadrax, your phone rings.
What?
Hello, this is Benny Beckett's phone. Caden D'Alto speaking.
And you hear say, "Hey, Caden, it's Pete. How's it going?"
Could be better.
Well, sorry to hear that. I hope your day picks up. You know, things have been kind of nice down for me here at the library. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, and I
It's
got
just
to check.
flying by over here.
Well, you know, hey, it's weird, right? You know, time is strange, wibbly wobbly, and
I wouldn't
so
disagree.
I got a chance to kind of, you know, poke around at that riddle you asked about, and it's pretty strange. I fed it through a bunch of search engines and it's a bunch of stuff. I called some of the other librarians in my librarian circle,
Very kind of you.
and yeah. Well, you know, we love a good challenge, and I got a reference from Liz, who said she found a reference to something similar to this in an old book about urban legends in connection with some weird character called the Crow Man. Yeah, you've heard of it. Well, apparently, according to the legend, in 1923, a resident of Bellwood, Michigan, was passing over the Sandy Creek Bridge. And was approached by some bizarre figure who asked him a riddle and said if he failed to answer correctly, he would be turned into a crow or something like that. And the man did. Yeah. I mean, you know, urban legends. The man did answer correctly, and he was allowed to leave. But he noticed that dozens and dozens of crows were perched on the supports of the bridge, and that and they say that bridge is still a popular nesting site for crows. Now, modern iterations of the legend claim that the Crow Man can be summoned by saying his name 3 times, and that if you answer his riddle correctly, he'll grant you a wish and bring you good luck. And apparently that riddle you asked me is the riddle that he asks.
Thereby you're looking it up and finding connection to said Crowman. I can't imagine that your fine library records would contain anything approximating an answer.
Well, I don't see anything like an answer here. I don't know. You know, it just says, what 5 things make the architect into a devil's mouth? Now, I kind of have a mind for riddles, you know, and it occurs to me, it's like, grammatically, it would probably be like, what 5 things make an architect exactly like a devil's mouth? The fact that it says the architect makes me think that it's asking about some specific architect or some specific person.
Rick, is it into or exactly like? Because you've been saying exactly
Exactly.
like you just said into, so I want to make sure
that
we're
does
on the same.
indicate that maybe it's not the
Oh, what 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?
Okay, I
Sorry,
just wanted to make sure.
I just misread.
I just wanted to make sure that was not something that we should be paying attention to.
Right, we would
Yeah,
hit
no.
to get we need to stay on the Frank Lloyd Wright track. Yes.
Sorry, my
If this
eyes
is a
got distracted
goddamn
by another
Frank
word for a
Lloyd
second.
Wright thing, I literally have the Tree of Life lamp on my desk. I'm gonna have a meltdown. I swear, right now on camera, I'm gonna turn into a puddle. I turn into a crow. I will turn into a freaking puddle of liquid. Let's go. Let's do this.
So he's like, I don't know. That would be my guess. Is like try and figure out, if there's some significant architect or
Who
something.
built the bridge?
What?
I'm
What-
so
oh,
sorry. There was a crow
yeah,
cawing
I
wildly
hear
in
that,
my
and I have
ear.
no idea what to do with it.
Who designed the bridge?
So Caitlin, where are you? What are you doing? You still just circling in the air?
Yeah, I'm just listening to everybody. Like I'm trying to see where everybody is because I feel like I can't do anything.
So Pete's like, yeah, it's like I would try and figure out if there's some specific architect that might have some connection to this Crow Man or something like that. Let me know if you need any more help. I'm here for another couple hours.
Thank you. I appreciate your assistance and additional context. Perhaps in about a year, I will come by and find out more about devils and their mouths, because this is still incredibly unclear to me.
Well, you can come sooner than that if you want.
No.
But a year is good too. You have a great day, Caden. Always a pleasure.
And you, Mr. Alameda of Library Services.
Thanks.
Your
Say
work
hi
is
to
noble.
everybody for me.
I will be quite busy in doing so. Farewell.
And you hang up.
All right.
Oh, was
I'm a
that
bird.
useful?
Same.
I do not understand anything about devils,
Uh-huh.
but this seems to have something to do with this particular architect. Apparently, everything except the answer is recorded in Port Ruby public libraries, no less, though it required extensive search by Pete Alameda, and in about a year we should give him a fruit basket or some such.
Every day.
Okay. But for the issue at hand,
The bridge.
the bridges,
It was something about a particular
they have
architect.
titles?
I think it is due to the definite article in the riddle. So
And Archie's like, the bridge, the Sandy Creek Bridge?
Sandy Creek.
is Sandy Creek a person, or is it an adjectival description of a creek? We know a sandy carpa, but it turns out the carpa is in no way sandy.
No, it's actually the bridge is over a creek that has sand in it. It's a Sandy Creek. It's out on Shallow Crossing Road.
You are clear and direct, and I wish that my current residents had half of your town's good sense in naming locations. Nonetheless, are there any notable architects in your town?
Well, I'm not really from Bellwood. I came here with Priya, from California to shoot a documentary. I don't know anything about this place, and I'll tell you right now, if I get out of here alive, I am never, ever coming back.
Well, he's rambling. I'm going to do an internal Google search using the keyword Sandy Creek. I misheard it, but the road was listed.
Shallow Crossing.
Thank you. And then the name of this city.
Ulez,
and then the word architect.
Give me an interface roll.
Yeah, interface.
Yeah. No, not well.
It's gonna come out of my intellect.
Give me
anyways.
Give me investigation, right? Because
okay.
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay. 14.
See all the lights.
For 14, you get
quite the crowd.
You start searching the internet looking for information about the Sandy Creek Bridge. It's like, it's Bellwood, small town, Sandy Creek Bridge, a small part of a small town. While you are searching it, bamf, the Crowman appears next to Archie and what 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth? And Archie's just like, oh, for the love of God, your mama. And he just instantaneously turns into a crow.
That was only one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Ulez, as you were watching that, as the rest of you see that happen, let's say the Benny Crow and Vion Crows are now circling the area. Ulez, you find a web page that says the Sandy Creek Bridge was built in 1910, and there is a plaque on one of the stone supports of the bridge that details its history. But you cannot find a transcription of the plaque or any reference to the name of the architect who built the bridge.
Is there so I do see an image of the plaque?
No.
Oh,
just
no.
Just a mention of it.
There is one. Yeah.
Cadrax, I am unable to find the information that we are seeking. Do you perhaps think that we should go to the bridge?
Yes.
We
Mr.
can give you the
Alameda said that
coordinates.
this was a nesting location for the crows. Further, Archie said that was where Priya first confronted the crowman. If nothing else, we have the opportunity to go into his lair and potentially make him slightly uncomfortable and inconvenienced.
Benny can
And-
live
I should
there. She knows
summon-
where it is.
Cadrax, the crowman, appears right next to you and says, "You have been asked, and now you must answer it, or bad luck you will have."
I will take the bad luck, thank you. Let's see. We need the other. No, I know how to summon Vion before the bad luck. Right. I'm just trying to get. Pete Alameda says hello.
Okay, so real quick lore question.
Uh-huh.
I now can communicate via Crow Common.
Yeah.
Can I
Crow
understand
money.
human linguistics?
I would say yes. You still retain, that part of your intelligence. You can
Great.
you can track
because
what is
that
going
means, I'm glad you said that. That's in print. That means that after this, when I turn back into human, I'm going to have Crow language memorized as well. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
Great. And I'm going to use that.
Oh damn! I want to be a crow now. Shit.
Great.
Dude, that's Sam just wants to.
Benny and I are going to be talking so much gossip in Crow at like cafes and stuff.
Yep.
No one's going to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. We will start our alien business. It's gonna. If you
Good.
want to start it, we will.
Mm-hmm.
on.
Perfection.
Oh God.
Okay. If we
It's gonna
okay.
lead to no good.
Okay.
As you are standing,
Pete Alameda, and then you hear you don't see it, you hear a caw, you look up where the sun is, it shines in your eyes, and then like from that you start to see the silhouette of the happiest bird, like instinctually coming in for a hug, but I know there is no Pete, so instead I just like swoop by you.
And as the sky darkens with these crows, I look to the crowman about to give me bad luck, and I say, "Then we shall fight in the shade."
and as all this is going on, the wind starts to pick up. And on the horizon, over the trees, you see headed towards the farm, very slowly, a twister.
What? No,
Do
come
you think you
on.
could disrupt a twister with sound? How do you think?
Yeah, easy. Here we go. My bird bros, we're gonna try to counter twist the
No, the
Okay, no,
birds are
I
gonna
meant
die.
Cadrax powers. But that's fine.
we could do it. We just need to match the velocity. I still have my physics knowledge. We just need to
let's-
match the velocity of what Mach are we talking here? Doc?
I'm gonna start flying to the bridge.
Yeah, Ulas is gonna start running with her little robot legs, following the bird that is on fire.
Okay, Cadrax, what are you doing?
There's probably a bike, like by one of the sheds you could.
Uh,
I just want
I've never ridden
to.
a bike. I can't
It would
use
be
one.
funny though.
Where is
Bicycle?
Eileen?
Eileen
One of
is
Hobby Shop? No,
I just told her to
Hobby
go
Shop.
somewhere, and that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
last that we saw her. So
yeah, you don't know where she is.
okay, I have to find her because she is the remaining human on premises, and if there is a twister, then she is in danger.
So how do you want to find her?
You know, I've been gifted eminent examples of it. I am going to fly up and I'm going to amplify my voice to holler Eileen.
Okay, give me a complex task roll. Well, you're gonna get this. I'm changing
Yeah,
dice.
it's a 5 on the die plus 17.
All right, yeah, I'm changing my die. Too many ones tonight. So yeah, you just boom out Eileen, and after a second, you see the barn door kind of creak open a little bit, and she sticks her head out, and you hear, "What?"
Twister incoming, and I'm going to swoop down.
And she's like, "All right, to the basement." Not to the
That
basement.
was what I was worried about. Do you consent to be lifted?
Yes, lift. Cadrax, you pick up Eileen and head towards the sky.
We're gonna fly to the bridge to Crowware.
Okay, so Benny, Fire Crow is headed towards the bridge. Vion, where are you?
Man, the bird union is going as well. We're going to the bridge.
Okay, Fire Crow and Ghost Crow leading the bird union towards the bridge. Ulez running on the ground, following them. Cadrax flies, zooms over the air, over the crows in the air, and head towards the bridge. Cadrax, you are probably going the fastest. As you are running along the ground, Ulez, bamf, Crowman appears in front of you. What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth? And he's like running alongside you as you run now.
That's terrifying. Oh God.
Big
no.
scary smile, kind of smile on his face.
No, I would like to dazzle.
Give me a dazzle roll.
God, please tell me someone clipped that Rick's performance.
Please, nobody clip
was
that.
so
I'm sure my protestation is gonna.
Done.
Oh gosh, it's only a level 3. I was a 6.
And you let off your burst, but he's able to kind of like turn his head back and then turn back to you real fast. And he's like, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
And Ulyss is just gonna start screaming while they run with the Crow Man.
And he says, "That is incorrect." And suddenly you feel this weird tingle as your body shrinks down into a weird plastic mechanical crow.
They didn't answer though.
Your shriek counted as an answer.
It's almost like he's becoming progressively more uncharitable because he just like everything has to be crows. Tens of thousands of crows now.
As
Ulyss
this
was
happens,
right. They came too close to the truth.
as that happens, I'm gonna because I've been keeping an eye on Ulez like from the get go. That was kind of my motivation. Was to fly out to protect Ulez. So seeing that happen, I'm gonna swoop back and just be like, "Wait, Ulez, can you hear me? Can you understand?"
Oh, well, yes, we understand you. This sounds lovely. The passive cacawing?
It's not bad at all. As long as this is temporary, it will be great. Okay, join the group.
I don't have feathers. Look at this. Just little flappy noodle arms, little wires flopping off my wings.
And so now Ghost Crow and Fire Crow and weird plastic mechanical crow
Yay.
lead the army of crows with Cadrax flying above them and forward towards the bridge. And the Sandy Creek Bridge is not that far from Benny's farm. So you find yourself arriving there. The Crowman bamfs away for a moment. And Cadrax, you see the bridge ahead of you. Eileen is like, "That's it. That's Sandy Creek right there. Go, go." You swoop toward
Meow.
the Sandy Creek Bridge. Is it's like it's not like a New York City suspension bridge or anything like that. It's kind of small, and
yet we are left in suspense.
who let you in here? Yeah, you come to the bridge. It's kind of like it's built of rocks, like big stones and with cement holding them together. Kind of very old fashioned looking. It looks like maybe it's been modernized and sort of buttressed with sort of some metal and some steel plates and stuff. The road surface is obviously modern and has been repaved. It's like probably once also stones or something like that. And it's got like a big arch on the underside. Like it's sort of a big arch that lets the creek kind of flow beneath it. The creek is relatively shallow and, not surprisingly, sandy. What do you want to do?
Did Ulas ever say anything about the plaque? Okay.
Yeah, while they were searching, they revealed that they didn't find any information, but like what they did find was mention of a plaque.
Right.
Assume you have that information, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. The plaque. There's an informational plaque somewhere, Tylene.
It's like, man, I've walked across that bridge 100 times. I don't remember seeing any plaque.
If I grew up with Priya, do I know exactly where that plaque is?
Benny, give
Right there in black and
me
white.
an intellect roll.
Don't make me do that, Rick. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
In bird culture, it's considered a dick move.
And that's a 1, so it's gonna be a 4. It's gonna be not good.
You don't remember any plaque.
I am going to fly to one end of the bridge and look around for it, because one does not assume it is in the middle of the bridge. One is typically transiting the bridge. It is probably to the side of and near one or other of the entrances. These are the likely locales.
Let's assume the bridge is, north-south in orientation.
Yeah.
So you land starting at the south side. Give me an investigation roll.
South side. 7.
7. You search around on the surface of the bridge on the south side, and you do not see any plaque.
All right, I will fly to the north side.
All right, give me an investigation roll.
With Eileen with me.
Okay.
I am bringing her.
You get to the north side, and bam, Crowman appears, and he sort of shouts towards you and Eileen. What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth? And Eileen just puts her fingers in her ears, and she's like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. La, 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 la. Cadrax, give me an investigation roll.
That one was a 4 on the die, so that's a 10.
You search around on the surface of the bridge on the north side, and you find no plaque.
I put my hand on the bridge, and I resonate it to feel where there's a slightly different material from the plaque.
Ooh. Give me a complex task roll for that.
All right, that's 14.
Okay. I set this with a very high difficulty because this bridge is, heavy stone, and you don't know what the plaque is made of, and you don't know where it is, and you don't know how many different things there are on here. That is a marginal success. So this tires you out. I think you lose like a point of stamina or something for a marginal success,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
All right. So that brings you down to 9. But you still accomplish what you want to accomplish. It just takes a lot of effort and tires you out. You start sending waves through the bridge, and you can kind of feel each individual stone. You can feel the mortar between them. You can feel like a drainage grate, in the middle of it. You can feel On the underside of the bridge, like on the support beam holding it up from the water, like right down by the water surface, there is one tiny little square that is a little different.
I remember Vian said this once. Bingo. I'm going to fly.
You swoop down towards the tiny little square. Take Eileen, leave Eileen.
Take Eileen. I don't want to risk having bad luck happen to her.
Okay, you take Eileen, you fly down. There is on it, you see a metal square, clearly a plaque, bolted into the stone of the bridge that is kind of all rusted over.
Okay. Rust being a layer of corrosion, which can be disrupted with vibration. They use sonic tools to clean it.
Okay, give me a complex task roll.
Yep.
I would like to join them down there. If we see they've gotten
Yeah,
onto something, I would like to be with them. Yeah.
You are
I
all
think they're probably upside
fly
down. Like,
down
you know,
to
when you're
watch.
trying to do something, instead of just like tilting their head, they're probably upside down right now.
We're on the lookout. The bird union is on the lookout.
Union.
Or are you up in the crow's nest?
Up in the crow's nest for Crowman. Whenever he pops in, we're just gonna swarm him.
And okay, I'll
Even
tell
if
you
he
what.
po-
Actually, while
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
watching, he sort of pops into the center of the bridge and sort of like looks over the side.
No, we don't trust him. We're just gonna go ahead and bombard him.
All right, you start swarming him, and he kind of looks up and just kind of watches. You know, it does not seem that any of you can really do any damage to him. He actually seems surprisingly tough, but he's not taking any action against you. He's just kind of watching as all of his crows swarm around him, violently.
Great. I just want them to feel
Kadrax,
agency.
how'd you do?
His immunity to crow type damage.
Kadrax, you're
I
fine.
got a 14.
14. Okay, that's fine. You touch the plaque and send vibrations through it, and the rust just starts to break off bit by bit, and then suddenly it becomes clear, and you can see Sandy Creek Bridge, constructed 1910, architect Sam Velincourt. SAMVELLINCOURT.
VELLI
N as in
N
Nancy, COURT.
RT. Cool.
And Dion, as you are swarming the Crowman, bamf, he disappears, and bamf, he appears under the bridge, standing knee deep in the water next to you, Kadrax, and he says, "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?"
I cast silence.
Give me a complex task roll.
13.
13. Kadrax, I am giving you a point of determination.
Oh no.
See, the Crowman, he has the power to manipulate luck and probability.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are about to cast your silence, he waves his hand and you hear music and zone out. The Crowman stands there and he turns to Eileen. "What 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?" Can't hear you, Sam.
I know, because it's out of character, because Shadrax is hearing music and Sam is cheering for Eileen.
Ah. And Eileen's just kind of like looking up at the birds, the firebird and the plastic, weird mechanical bird and the ghost bird circling above her head, thinking hard. And she grabs Kadrax and starts shaking you, Kadrax. Kadrax, as she shakes you, the music starts to die down. You start to come back, and she's like, Sam Valancourt. It's Sam Valancourt. What's the answer?
This seems like a very human sort of problem. Also, everyone in our group is doing word game stuff right now.
We're
Yes!
struggling.
I cannot overstate.
Straight up.
This is all of my life.
Oh my word.
They're like
Yep.
the voice manuscript over here.
Other problem.
And Eileen says, maybe something about the letters?
Oh, really? Sorry, this is above game.
Yes, but there are at least 6 of them in common.
9 in common.
See?
By the way,
Kadrax.
also my
New
birds
doubles.
come to attack. My birds bros. I mean, we're all collective. I meant to say that just in reference. They're not mine. We all belong to each other. We're all
Crow bros.
representing each other. We're the bird bros. That's the name of the union. And it's gender neutral bros, I want to say, but we'll reassess that when we hold the court of COVIDs. So
You just came up with your name and you're reassessing it already? Okay, never mind.
this is
Come on, are we just gonna skate over Court of Corvids over here?
thank you. So we are going to go ahead and swoop down and try to distract big man himself.
Yeah, you start doing your swarming thing again, and that buys Kadrax and Eileen another couple of seconds. Kadrax, you want to try and roll? Give me an intellect roll to see if you can get an insight.
Sure, love that. Ah, thank you, my die. Thank you, my die. Thank you, my die. So that puts me to 12, since this is tragically nothing to do with medicine.
And Eileen says, maybe something about the vowels?
I will straight up quit.
That was your first guess.
I will straight up quit, walk out, and go get a burrito. If it has to
Don't
do
leave me with them. Don't leave me with the girl. Okay, hang on.
You give you a second to think. We're gonna say this is all happening in the heat of the moment.
I
all
know, that's
happening at
the
the
thing.
same
I'm
time.
like, I
You know
can
what,
either be
so-
role playing or I can be looking at
just so
words.
just so there's not dead air, I'm gonna be pretty much useless in this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just while you're all figuring that out, I'll just sort of talk more about what the bird union is doing.
Here is the bird union right here.
That is
Taking, with incredible foresight, drew the crows into the background long before this ever happened. So
forever ago.
let it never be said that Caitlin cannot see the future.
I am psychic, but only about tabletop RPGs, and that's something I've been saying for like 4 years as a joke, but it continues to be true.
It continues.
What else would you want to be psychic about?
Right?
You know what? I don't know what's gonna happen right now. But I'm gonna fly down as we're all kind of attacking. This person's distracted. Is that right?
The crow man?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
I'm gonna-
sort of watching the swarm of crows.
I'm gonna. Let's just do this. I'm gonna fly down. I'm gonna phase through him. I'm gonna unphase.
Try and kill the crow man.
I'm not trying to kill the crow man per se. I just want to like kill the crow man.
Murder of Crow Man.
This homie is like popping up left and right, going everywhere, making tornadoes happen. I don't think I'm gonna kill the crow man if I'm being quite honest.
Give me a coordination roll.
Great, it's 5+ roll. Here we go. Come on, big money. 9 total.
You fly towards the crow man. As he senses you coming, bamf, he disappears.
This is the nightmare scenario for me. This is atrocious. What is happening right now? Okay, great. Yeah, I'm not surprised. All right, we fly back up.
Kadrax, give me another intellect roll.
Okay, 10. I think the collective Discord chat's got it, but we'll see.
Does the Discord have it? I can't see. But okay.
Oh no,
Oh, no,
we're oh my friend, we're
That's
not doing it where you can
intentional.
look.
Dear
And
Rick.
and Eileen goes, let's see. Okay. If the architect is Sam Valancourt, then the question is, what 5 things make Sam Valancourt exactly like a devil's mouth? Sam. See, the first vowel in Sam Valancourt is A. The second is E. The third is I. The fourth is O. And the fifth is U. And a devil's mouth, the first vowel is A. The second is
Hold it up there.
E.
Let us see it. Let us see it, though,
The
Caitlin.
third is I. The fourth is O. And the fifth is U.
What did I
That's
say?
5 things. And Bamf, the crowman appears and goes, what 5 things make the architect exactly like a devil's mouth?
Don't tell him. Don't give it to him. Don't give him the satisfaction. Let him suffer. He's trapped. He hates this. Listen to his voice. That's above game.
We're crows. They can't hear us anyways.
Caca.
You deserve the wish. Say it.
And Eileen says, A-E-I-O-U. And the crowman says, a wish you shall have. And she says, turn them all back into people. And at that moment, you all just start changing back into your human forms and just kind of falling down into the creek.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I think we do need to acknowledge that was your first guess.
Yes.
And
I'm
the crowman
this man
applauds Eileen, and he goes, I love a good riddle.
What?
Can I deck him?
I'd love to hand V on his spell book. Because I picked up the necklace, so I was like up in his stuff. And he was a bird. May I hand him his spell book?
Yeah, you give him his spell book.
I just hand it the same way one might like hand someone a weapon.
And the crowman looks at you all and says, a fine play. Good luck you shall have when the time is right. And then he whoosh, morphs into a crow and flies away.
After he's like gone, the place he was standing, Benny's gonna like she's like doesn't move for a second, and then where he was standing, she just like out of frustration like punches the air where it was like 3 times. And like, that was stupid.
Oh wow. Greetings. We greet the new humans that are here. We hope you are
my
well.
God. How many
And
people are
there
here?
are a lot of them.
Oh, dear.
There's got to be 70, 80 people now standing in the creek. And as you are standing there, you hear somebody running, the sloshing of water. And then you hear like, Betty! And you turn around and there is Priya. She like jumps on you
yes,
and just
big
like
hug.
hugs you.
Oh yeah, I spin her around.
He was just like, the crowman was real. I was right. I was
The
right.
whole time. I can't believe it, and I'm glad we did not encounter him when we were kids, because that would have been probably worse.
And she turns to Archie and she's like, please tell me you got that all on film. And Archie's just like, I kind of dropped the camera. And she's just like, damn it. God damn it. Damn it.
If you would all like to hold hands, we can return to some shelter and we can make coffee or tea.
And Ulez, you teleport everybody back to the house.
Please don't let me
real
destroy
quick.
that twister.
Yeah.
Real quick, can I cast Blast on myself? That's
Blast?
question 1. Yeah, question 1 of 2. Can I cast Blast on myself?
How so? Blast? Like,
Yeah, magic.
I mean,
you
it's a
wanna-
power.
Yeah, blast.
like you
You
want to
can
give
just, like-
yourself the ability to blast.
I just want to blast.
He just wants to have a blast.
Okay, yeah, sure, you can. What kind of
Great.
blast?
Like I don't know, cosmic or fire or something. Just anything that can chip away at rock.
Sure, let's give yourself cosmic power.
Great,
Um,
cosmic. I'll cast
give
it at
me
level 2.
Level 2,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. Big magic, little magic.
Yeah, tiny.
Phenomenal
I'll
cosmic
roll.
power.
But I'll do
Itty
it.
bitty magic
6.
slot.
Great. That's a total of 11 to cast it at 2.
Sam DeLev with the rare pop culture reference. Yeah, that works for you.
I did it. I'm so proud of myself.
I'm gonna wade through the water over here. Go up to that sign right there, and I'm just gonna quickly put AEIOU into the rock, and just turn and be like, I hope that saves somebody some time.
I could then he will fire like lava hands
Mhm.
and we'll put like a little dot under all like AEIOU in his name just to
That's
like drive it home.
oh, that's good on the sign. Yeah, that we just cleaned up.
Like
That's
burn
great.
it into the metal so there's like a little scorched divot under each of those letters.
That's great. That's great.
You absolutely do that. And then Ulez teleports you all back to the farm. And you have some tea with Priya, and then Priya and Archie say their goodbyes and head off. And what do you want to do now?
How's the farm looking?
Yeah, everything like what?
Yeah,
Let's
how is-
survive.
Yeah. What
repairs.
happened? There was a tornado. What happened?
The tornado has disappeared.
Okay.
There's still some cows milling around the yard. The window is still broken.
Okay.
Sinkholes, flooding.
The
Bees?
sinkhole in the basement has sort of just turned to dirt. The bees, Lola is able to put on her beekeeping suit, and while you were having tea, she's able to sort of recapture most of them.
They
And
would know to
start.
go home if they weren't under.
As long as
Yeah.
the queen didn't get
As-
moved, right?
They weren't
Yeah,
under
no, no.
magic power, so it's like they started gathering about where their bee
They would-
boxes were,
Yeah, they would go back home.
and
in
she
that case,
started taking care of that. Um,
I fly up to like the rooftop, and I'm going. I'm mad. I've been a bird for like this entire time. So Vion flies to the top of the rooftop, and he's like feeling the anger, and then just sits and sighs and thinks about, while that was difficult, how fun it was to be a bird and to commune with the other birds, and how even though it was technically a setback, it was pretty extraordinary for us to be a ghost bird and a magma bird,
Yeah.
and a like a sort of like
Mechanical
how would
bird,
you, yeah,
yeah.
mechanical bird. How do you want to
Yeah.
describe yourself, B?
Alien mechanical bird.
Alien mechanical bird. And Vion kind of sits there and looks at the surroundings and just takes in the quiet of the countryside, and just absorbs that while it wasn't what he wanted to happen, it was better than what he wanted. And that doesn't quell the anger, it doesn't push it down. What it does is it kind of just like takes that energy and shifts it into something else, and he's inspired by it, and he's interested in it, and it makes him happy, in fact, because despite everything, they solved the riddle. And then he phases back down into the living room, just kind of floats down, and asks what he can do to help start to repair the window.
Yeah, you do that. Right about this time, like I said, Priya and Archie are heading out. Priya thanks you so much for saving her.
Big
And-
hugs. I haven't seen
yeah.
him in probably a few years.
Big hugs. Yeah, you promised to catch up, and she and Archie head out, and Lola's like, so I guess you're going to be headed back back to the future now.
I guess we can do that, right? But he turns to the like you came back here with knowing how to go back, right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Wait a year.
No,
As
He
no
like-
fallible and
wasn't
requires no
hammered.
invocation of magic.
And Eileen goes to you, Benny, and she says, I saw on your phone you're going to be coming for a brief visit in May, so
Yeah,
we'll try to
calendar.
get all this damage fixed. It'll be like it never happened. And
Yeah, what does this do with the timeline? Like, I'm guessing you can't talk to me about it until next
Lola's
year.
like, well, I'm going to add a jewelry making station to the hobby shed, and I'll start working on that bracelet now since I know it actually comes out well.
It's
and,
very good. She holds up the bracelet. She's like, yeah, it's
And
pretty good.
Eileen says, and I want you to call us once you're safe and sound back in your own time, which I guess will be in a few minutes for you, even if
Yeah.
it's months away for us.
Yeah.
And Lola says, I guess at the very minimum, we know that whatever happens between today and August of 2021, you're going to be all right.
A lot sure happens.
or at least
You're
the
gonna
other
get a bunch of
you.
phone calls and weird stuff. I'm okay. You're gonna see a lot of stuff on the news.
She
I'm
didn't do
okay.
it.
We know
or
you're
that one.
okay because you're here. But now, I think anything can happen to this you. So be careful out there, Benny. And she gives you a big hug, and then Eileen kind of hug on top of that, and
Yeah.
the three of you just kind of hug for a second. Vion, you have the
Wait.
crystal?
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't. Benny wasn't here for this request, but I feel like it might have happened at some point while we were like hanging out and decompressing afterwards. I believe Ulez wants to hold a barn cat or a chicken.
Accurate.
Yes, please.
Well, as we will say, you were able to do that
Scoop 'em up.
during
All of-
tea.
While we were herding
all
the
of-
cows
yeah.
back in,
Herding
and
the cows,
fixing
yeah.
the window.
Yeah,
Benny
so
scoops
fun.
up two little, like they're squirmy and they're little. They're big enough where they're like not babies anymore, but they're still like awkward gangly size. And she just scoops them both and puts
Oh.
two baby kittens
What-
into your hands.
What are their names?
I think all the cats, all the animals in the farm are named after like produce, so it's probably like squash and
Lettuce.
raspberry. Oh yeah, lettuce. Very good.
Squash and lettuce.
Squash is like a smushy kind
Yes.
of baby. Okay.
Mhm.
Like the pale yellow kind of kitty. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right, well-
we greet you.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure that happened.
Meow.
So we have
Meow, meow.
Dion on the
Meow.
roof.
Yeah.
We have barn cats.
They're
Mhm.
very needy. They love attention, and they'll
Oh.
probably try to play with your cords.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
like they're batting at your cords, crawling around on your head and stuff. All right,
I'd
so
like
let
to-
us. Oh yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
what would you like to say?
Oh, since we have like the outros from folks, I'd like to say that Cadrax
Mhm.
works on fixing the window.
Mhm.
In the style of Sonnefeld's house.
The
And
moms would
reconstruct
love
the
that.
window.
The moms would love that so much.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, Benny, when you visited here in the May that hasn't happened yet,
Mhm.
you noticed that the window was of a new design, and your mom's just said, you know,
Art.
Jewelry
Art.
making.
Yeah.
And Benny was like, "Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for these two."
Yeah, so you definitely remember that, and now you suddenly realize how it got to be that way and what it meant. All right, so let us get this wrapped up. Vion, you have the crystal.
Yeah. Can I
Draw. Yeah.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah, I draw the rune, and before we do, I'd like to turn to the moms. Say, by the way, again, what a beautiful house. Thank you for hosting us. Also, I want to give them one sports tip. I don't know if they place bets, but I want to give them one sports tip.
Do you know any sports?
I mean, listen, Vion spent that amount of time getting back and being a man about town. So he would be well aware of sports that were going on in the city.
All right.
Insight check.
This is listen. The only reason I keep track of any sports is because when I get into rideshare things, I have to talk to the driver, and so I'm always just like, "Oh yeah, the New York Giants, right?" I don't. Do
Oh
I
my
personally
God.
emotionally care about the New York Giants? Absolutely not. But it's something that they really care about, and that's how I connect with people is through what they care about. So
You pass them a tip about the Port Ruby ogres.
great.
Whether or not they will do anything with it remains to be seen.
That's up
But
to them.
you draw your rune.
Yep.
Give me a time control roll.
All right. This is 8 plus roll to turn it on. That's a 1, 9.
You draw the rune.
Oh no.
It starts to glow. It gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it flashes so brightly for a moment. All you see is blue, and then bam! When the blue light fades, you find yourself standing in the middle of an arid frontier landscape. The sun is directly overhead, and before you are windswept sands, rocky bluffs, cactuses, tumbleweeds. From behind you, you hear the sound of horses, and you turn around, and you realize you are standing on the edge of an old western town. 2 rows of wooden buildings frame a wide street. There are horses tied up outside some of those buildings, and you can see a few people in clothes that those of you more knowledgeable about Earth can guess are maybe from the 19th century. It looks like a scene out of an old cowboy movie, and about 20 feet ahead of you, a hand-painted wooden sign reads, welcome to Grave Glen. We'll pick up right there next week. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with us through the weirdest ass episode of Power Play I can promise you we will ever do. That was a blast, though. Oh my God! Thank you so much to my cast, to everybody who helped support the show tonight. Thank you so much. Wow, this was awesome. Real quick, let's go around the table, tell the good people where they can find you, starting with Caitlin Berger.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Bruder. You can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR. See all the things I'm working on, all the things I'm doing. And you can find me on more streams on twitch.tv/Rule of Lore, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific. And I'm going back to my real life farm again for the rest of this week. I'm babysitting the farm. So if you find cool things on the internet, want to tag me in them, please, you can do that at any time. But I'm specifically encouraging it this week because I'm going to be probably bored.
Help entertain Caitlin.
Yes.
Omar Najam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Omar Najam. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter. Just a quick reminder, on Tuesdays, we've got Villain's Origin Story one-shot, little prose and stuff. Next one coming up, I believe, is going to be the character that Gina got to play. So keep an eye out for that. And then on Saturdays, we have our poetry that goes up in the Discord, to check that out. Liz also is making magic, is a real life magician. So playing with all of those wonderful little things. So check that out. And again, quick reminder, Church of Satan, the worst. Satanic Temple, the best. Want to triple underline that. So that's it. Go take care of yourselves and treat yourself to something a little nice this week. It's stressful out there. So go Bird Bros. That's my sign off.
Sam DeLev.
Always on the side of the correct Satan, I have been Cadrax Eversinger and your own Sam DeLev. When I am not here being this alien, you can find me as a role-playing performance variety streamer throughout the Twitchernet, where notably every week I have a science stream that does include within it a continual segment called Corvids Are Awesome. So we have learned in that actually Corvids can understand magic, sleight of hand, enough to be pissed off about it. That and many, many more facts available on my stream. So go check out my schedule. That's on twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY, and all of my one-offs on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky. Befriend your local Corvids, my friends.
B. Zelda.
Yes, I have been your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter as at @B_Zelda. I'm a podcaster, streamer, sensitivity consultant, community manager for D&D Adventurers League. But really, all I do nowadays is play Pokemon Legends. So if you want to tell me who your favorite shiny is, I would love to hear it.
And I am Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at Powerplay RPG. I want to throw a big shout out to the amazing Ravity Domse, who actually came up with the whole Legend of the Crowman as part of the Priya Singh character way back in Benny's Origins episode. And I just filed away in the back of my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing with that something with that someday. So thank you, Rave, for that. And on that, the theater goes dark, and we are in Port Ruby on Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. We are in Fripp Manor, in Jonathan Fripp's office, which has been completely reconstructed since the team broke Abigail out of the safe way back in Season 3. Jonathan Fripp himself, played by Scott Bakula, is sitting at his desk smoking a cigarette. He stares ominously at an enormous TV mounted on the opposite wall. The TV is playing news footage of Bray Square from August 17th, 2021. And he's watching as a government vehicle rocks violently back and forth, the sounds of a brutal battle emanating from inside of it. The truck shakes and its sides suddenly bulge as voices scream from inside. Finally, everything goes quiet and a wisp of red smoke filters out. It quickly becomes a cloud, and then the red cloud starts to collect, all pulling towards a central spot where it slowly takes on the vague shape of a smoky red person with no discernible features. Fripp grabs the remote control, hits pause, rewinds it, watches it again, and again, and again, and again. And then the phone rings. And he puts down the remote and he picks up the phone and he goes, "Yeah." And he listens, says, "So it wasn't there." Listens again. "Ah, damn it." And he takes a deep breath and a drag off his cigarette and he lets it out slowly. Stress on his face is totally obvious. And he says, "Okay, then we've got no other choice. Head back. Desperate times call for desperate measures." Without another word, he hangs up the phone, and then he picks up the remote, hits rewind, and then play as he starts to watch the footage again, and we cut to black. Thanks for playing with us.